We got into this ideation thing. We think this would work. We think this would work. I started by managing marketing, went into the market, met vendors, built vendor relationships, did build the tech, hired the first 2 staff. Currently, in fact, we're just a staff of just 3 plus myself 4 with that number I called earlier. It's not still even like when you go to the office, they say, no. It's a small number, but the returns are very high because each person's output and the sum of the total of what we bring out there is very, very, very high. So that's that about Clay. 3 things before I went into the story of Clay that I hold very dear to myself when it comes to business. The first one is you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. You don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. At the end of this, my presentation, you get a lot more insight and you care about numbers. You care about it. That's, for me, that's the only takeaway I want you to take from everything that's about to happen here. Right? You would care about it. Caring about it here means that it's one thing for me to come here, show up slides, and then go slide and slide and slide after. It's just all about, oh, number is important for this, number is important for that. It's another thing for me after this, right? Whatever you take as a venture in the future, whatever you're doing for yourself as a business, as you care about the numbers, you would remember somewhere that, oh, wow, I heard this story somewhere about so and so and so and so. And because of that, I now care about this thing differently. So you would. So basically, we start from here. So, okay, sorry. I've just given you an overhead. So who will be moving? No, I think I sang the wrong one. No. Is that the one I sent? No, I think I did. I sent the wrong one. Sorry. I apologize. Let me just address that. I used the template, but I think the template was what I... So like I said, at the end of today, you will care about numbers, I promise. Clay Vault Limited, or you just go to Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok. Clay Vault, VAUL, or small. Clay Pay small. If you know CDK, if you've heard CDK, we're CDK, but for the north, more or less. So we do what where we are different with CDK is in speed. So we execute very quickly. CDK sends you your advance mid installment. We send it to you within 24 hours of deposit. For CDK, so that's one difference between us. For CDK to, I think, mid installments, and then for tenure now. CDK, you can get up to 12 to more than 12 months. For us, our plans are 4-6 months plans. So that's where, if I even an adapter, maybe I've just gone from my system. But let me still see if I can share quickly. Okay, let me. What's the internet the TV is connected to? Yeah. Is it then if it's Nexus? So I think I can connect to it via. All right. Let me just download and send. Hmm? Yeah, I'm coming. I think the internet is actually loading them. Okay, so I'll just pass. I'll just share so you just okay, so it's downloading. Once it's done, right, you can just go to Gmail here and just send to yourself. Just go in here so that I don't call. Okay, so please, while he's resolves the situation. So like I said, my goal at the end of this is I'll get you to care. That's I will not get you to cram. I will not even get you to go back to what you're about to what you're jotting and maybe read it back later. I will get you to care about numbers. And for me, getting you to care about numbers means that if today, tomorrow, you start any venture of your own or you get into any system you're working with, the first thing you'll be asking yourself is, what are the numbers saying? What can we do with the numbers we have? What does it look like? So all of those questions are things you're going to be able to answer. Now, to start this, I'll share two stories. I think I've gone into the first one in slight detail when I talked about what I do with Clay. The second one is it's about a startup too that is doing incredibly well right now. And honestly, I think if that startup has anything to point to be the reason for its success, it's going to be that its numbers are things it took care of from day one. Now, it's part of my slide, but before that comes up, I will just touch on it just to get all of us interested, and then that would follow. Now, who amongst us here knows Child Deck? Okay, Child Deck. She knows Child Deck. You know Child Deck? Okay, so basically, we all know this food delivery app that you want to buy food. It's in major cities, in Kaduna too, but restaurant adoption hasn't been very strong. So it has meant that operations aren't strong here like it is in Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and other big cities. Now, I have in my presentation, I have a tweet where Femi Aluko, who is the co-founder, he shared something in July, and he said, in the month of June, they did a total of a billion 500, 1.5 billion in total groceries handled on that platform. You would get to know why that's a big deal. Now, when Chowdeck started, Chowdeck's core operations were in food delivery for restaurants. So, for example, we have a Nexus restaurant downstairs here. Right? A Nexus restaurant can go up to onto the Chowdeck app, register, be part of the Chowdeck merchant network. You want to buy food within town, they match you with that restaurant. A delivery person takes the food and brings it to you, right? So that was the core business. That was the core business. And when we say a thing is a core business, what we're saying is that that is the basis for which you started all of what you're doing. And the problem with most businesses are that a business can die in that phase. So I start a business, and this business is just to do food delivery. And then food delivery is struggling. Then I don't have any other way out than to just, oh, these numbers are bad, we're not doing well, to just shut down. But this business started food delivery business. And for me, if there's any reason, and if you go online now to check why is it important to know my numbers, you wouldn't get this out. This comes from just business insights and seeing what others have been able to do because they kept numbers, they constantly refer to those numbers, and then it gave them the next direction. So back to the Chowdeck story, food delivery app, of course, as we know, 2004, he said, so they started COVID 2020, right? The idea was very cool then. Food everywhere, people were adopting. But 2024, man, everything flattened out. No growth. Everything flattened out. It was just like, what's happening? No. So they looked into their data and then they saw an insight. And that insight is also paired with user behavior, how we do things every day. And the founder, Femi, recounted on a podcast he was on. UBA organized this founder series thing where he recounted the story. He said, 2024, they noticed more growth, just flattened out. During growth, things were... Then they now noticed something. No? They noticed that from the food people were ordering from their platform, from the food people buy, when salaries are paid, first week of the month, a lot of orders. Like people are just ordering. Then, by the middle of the month, it starts to flatten out. By the end of the month, again, it picks up again. He now said, thinking about himself too, when he was growing up, he noticed that when payday comes, there's a lot of money we spend. Second week, third week, when things are tight, we buy gari, we buy egg, we buy indomie. So the data was showing them that when salaries are paid, when people have a lot of money, order volumes were going higher. But then when this money is starting to flattens out, then it gives them that insight that, oh, we need to do local deliveries. This is just purely data driven. It was just a numbers thing. Now, what's incredible about this story and why I'm even referencing it here is that category did 1.5 billion naira only in June 2024 when he shared that data. This was something that when the business started, it was not part of business. It was not. So if there's any reason, if there's anything that makes knowing your numbers very, very, very important, it's that your numbers will give you the next phase. It will tell you, like, we're here now, we're doing what we're doing, we're doing what we're doing. This same thing played out in Clay, where I had, right? We started electronic appliance. First year, 2023, we did 11 million total, start year, end of year. Second year, 2024, we did 84 million all year. 2025 last year. Now, our management now said, okay, we're going to go into this thing, target setting. We're going to make sure that, okay, we're setting targets for every year. We'll know what by December, what we'll come back and tell ourselves and ask ourselves what success was at the end of that. And last year, budget was 300 million. Don't forget, in 2024, we did 84 million. But then the target for that year was 150. So we came back around 52-53% of what we should have done. So coming to 2025, we said, okay, budget is even 300 million, we have to. The category that contributed the most to our revenue was something we were not doing at that time. We're doing electronic appliances here, and the thing with electronic appliances here, the other values are very small. So a laptop now, maybe this one will go high, 320,000. Customer will pay you 40%. You have to sell a whole lot of this stuff to make up numbers. From just our data, customers will come sometimes, they'll ask, how far can you guys just do cash for me? Then the idea of car for cash came in for us. Now, our car for cash category is driving 3 times, 4 times what electronic appliance category is doing. So now, what we position for? Because if you keep the number like it, if you keep the data, you keep the numbers, the numbers are like a torchlight. You come into a dark room, everywhere is dark, you open, you shine a torch, then you start to see things. That's the way keeping numbers, that's what it does. That's what it does for you. It just gives you this insight about, oh, really, there's this what it's looking like. Which is why I said the first thing I believe in business, you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. A business that doesn't keep numbers is not, in my opinion, is not a business worth investing your time and effort in. And the reason is, you always want to know, are we doing well? And it doesn't end there. Are we doing well? How well are we even doing? It's very important. It's very, very important. Now, not even talk about the fact that now, it's even, in fact, this knowing your numbers thing has now gotten to a scale where now, for even most financial institutions, for these many things, those are things they would even have to look at, right? What are your values looking like? What are your, so first reason why you should care about numbers in business is that numbers are what? Numbers are your guiding light. They are your North Star. Numbers are what to take you from where you are. Numbers will always reveal the next phase for you. It will always reveal the next phase for you. So like my brother here, who you're a vendor, you guys sell stuff in the market. Imagine you keep data of what's happening. And we do this too personally. Every month, in fact, that's what my supervisor always asks me. Now, let's look last year, 2 years ago. What did we sell most? We're going into September. What did we sell most last year, September? Like, it's simple. Like, you go into last year, you just look. September, we sold 30 TVs. We saw, what was happening in September last year? Why was TVs doing so well? Oh, okay, maybe it's okay. Oh, maybe there was a World Cup. Maybe there was, okay, September next month. Is anything coming up? Before even going to the month, like, you already know, because you have years to compare with. You have things where, oh, wow. This thing did well this period. This thing did very well. This thing did very well. So you can go in there, fetch, the numbers will always tell you, oh, we did so last year, okay, so next September, no, it's shut down. September, we're going to, these numbers are going to make up, and this is where it's going to come from. That's what knowing your numbers, that's what it helps you do. It gives you this predictable, so business to you now is no longer luck. It's no longer something of that, market no day, or people are not buying this time, because that's not the problem. The problems we have most often when businesses talk about sales problems and all of that is businesses that just wake up, they run through with their whims and caprices. Not vibes because you're not putting effort, but vibes because you just feel when things come in, no accounting, no documentation, nothing is taking note of. Okay, this came through. Where did it come from? What happened before it came? So if you're able to observe those patterns, know that that's what we call the numbers anyway. The numbers are how many people came through, right? So I run a business today. End of every month. If I end every week, if not because I was given this, I was supposed to be on an update meeting again with my manager every Friday by 10 a.m. Basically, you're saying things like, okay, we got, okay, yeah. So we'll up a slide first. All right, so the first slide, know your numbers. Okay, go to the second one. So the second one just says what gets measured gets managed, of course, and what gets measured has a better chance of growing, right? What gets measured gets, and then what gets managed has a better chance of growing. This is without, I've given a story now that proved that, right? What gets measured? The child deck example. They measured something. They were measuring what, if you check, who can tell me? For the child deck story I just took, what were they measuring there? Who can tell me what was measured? Because we have the measurement, we eventually had the insights that measurement led to. Who can tell me what was being measured? Like I said, the team in child deck, they gathered data, and the data the team gathered just showed them that. Who can tell me what was being measured in? Let's make this a discussion point. Who can tell me what was being measured by the team there at child deck? Because after we've said the thing about know your numbers, the next challenge for you will be what are the critical numbers you measure? Because it's not just about, I can come in here and I want to know how many people are in this room. I can come in here and want to know how many people are on white shirt in this room. The number of people with the white shirt in this room matters to me maybe because I want to start selling t-shirts, right? It doesn't matter to me. So for a marketer who comes in here and his goal is, how many people are here? Okay, we have 5,000 people. We have maybe 20 people here. Oh, very good, 2020, right? That person will come here and say, how many people are on white here? White t-shirt type. Okay, I have like 3-4 people here. Then he wants to pitch with t-shirts. Now, that insight gives me an idea to say, okay, let me pitch to people who don't have white t-shirts. Because we probably see those who are on white t-shirts and see how good it looks on them. So when you talk about the numbers, right, we're not talking about just measuring anything. We need to also know what should we measure, what should we care about. So going back to that, what was the talk we from the story? What were they measuring then? What made them take that leap? What were they measuring? No. Awesome. They measured the number of orders per time. They were not they were not like they were waiting to say, okay, let's see what next business should we do? No. Which is why businesses that even ask questions like that most do well, like businesses that rely on their data to make the next decision. So what they were just doing basically, because they've been measuring from the start, they know how many orders they were always getting. Then a period came, everything was flat. Like, what did happen now? Right? Then they were seeing that start of the month, right? Order values were higher. Then middle of the month, third, fourth week of the month, orders were again flat. So because they were measuring, don't forget they were measuring what? Order values. So because they were measuring, they were now seeing, there was this other tweet he had, and he had the graphs. So they were seeing end of month, salary day, first week after salary, graph, boom, boom, boom. Other weeks that follow, graph is what? Is coming down. And I started asking questions, what's happening? Then an insight from how his own individual preference to in buying now got together with that data they have. It now gave them a leap to change into a business category. So, right, so we'll get into what's the most critical thing most businesses should measure. We'll get to that. But it's very important to just, like I said, at the fundamental level, care about numbers. Care about numbers. So that's the child deck story. I've said it earlier. Our TV is off. So that's the child deck story. I've said it earlier. I think I'll just proceed with so the flow can keep on. It didn't look like it was going to rain this morning anyway, did it? All right, so next one. Next I know. All right, so why know your numbers matters now? I've given the first one. I gave it in the form of a story, but then to go back to it again, like I said, for me, top of my mind, this is one thing I wish each and every one of us here would take back home, is that Numbers will help you take that next step. Numbers are they are a revealer. They are is this torchlight you have in the dark that shows you what would happen next. Numbers will always point in that direction. We are all humans, and as humans, we want to put our efforts where it has a possible chance of what? Of scaling or growing. So you will not have a thing you're doing, and then you see one thing doing well than the others, and then you will not capitalize, except you are not in the first instance even caring about the numbers, which is what we say we're going to do with all of this morning, right? So better decision making. I've given 2 examples here, and I've talked about the story of Clay, where I work, and how this decision has gotten us to where we are. I've talked about the child X story. So numbers would help with better decision making. No 2 ways about it, right? Think about it. In terms of this better decision making we just talked about now, you have a business. Going back to child X again, you have a business, and your business is delivering food, and then all your thinking was that food was what one restaurant somewhere cooked, where one customer in one office or one business place is waiting for to deliver. But your numbers pointed you to the fact that food is food, though. What is just different is that one is already made in one restaurant. One customer wants convenience when he has the money at the end of the month, first week of the month. Another customer, when his budget is thin, is looking for, I just want to put something in my stomach. So that I want to put something in my stomach was the underlying fundamental thing all along. It wasn't about a restaurant somewhere, right? It was that there was a customer somewhere who just wanted to just satisfy an appetite, right? So that's what numbers help you do. It helps you because they gather the data. It made them to narrow down on that thing very quickly to see that, oh, this is not a restaurant game. Oh. This is not a game of that we carry food, we give restaurant. It's a game of that, let's build the infrastructure, get the drivers, get everything. If you check on their platform now, and you check child local markets now, if you see what they do in Wuse market in most big market hubs, that's like saying you have someone in Central Market, you want to buy tomato now, you need it in 10-15 minutes. Someone brings it to you. So they got to that. But before when it started, it looked like it was a restaurant thing. It was okay, you want to buy food in a restaurant, they carry it, they go and give. But numbers did what? Numbers pointed them there. Numbers pulled their ear and said, no, see where this thing is. It's not a restaurant game. Oh. Restaurant may be start of the month, first week of the month, but people would eat anyway. So the game is that position, and we saw what he did in their numbers. 1,500,000,000. We saw what he did in the numbers, right? So it helps with this. Now, early problem detection too. So one thing from this one now, this is what happens. In my business now, we keep data out. So if you, from the little story I told you, can see we're into lending basically. I give you a thing, you give me a deposit. We spread the rest across 4 to 6 months depending on the customer. So what happens is that because we keep all of that data, every week now we look at, okay, what was supposed to be our collection rate? What did we collect? What was our targeted disbursement? So next week now, my target is probably to do 15-20 million naira in sales. Now to do 15-20 million naira, my customer will give me 40%, right? Now, I need 60% to make up. What's the total? So if I'm doing 15 million now, for example, I need 40%, customer contributes that. I'll pay the other 60% to the vendor before the customer pays the rest to me. So with my data, I can even see, will I need cash next week? So I can even reach out to my management. Okay, look guys, next week, this is my target. This is what I'm looking for. Total collection for my customers is going to be this total. Total 40% deposit is going to be this total. Now I need this now to build that. You can't do that. If we're a business that just wakes up, okay, let's just wake up now. Let's see if anybody is buying, we'll see. And then we're making decisions in the moment. We would not be competitive. Right? We'll always be scrambling. We'll always have situations where a customer wants to buy, they make deposit, we can't fulfill. And we've never had that instance. Why? Because our numbers what? Our numbers put us well in advance of that process. So for would-be startup founder now, a good way for you to do this, of course, for this one, this extends very deep. You want to start a venture, for example, you want to start a hub. And then the first thing you're doing is, okay, what's the total inventory I will need to set up a hub? Okay, I need table, I need chairs, I need all of that. You have all of your numbers. Again, if I set up this hub, how many people will be coming to this hub? How much will I be charging them? 3,000 per person. Okay. How many can I do a day? How many can I do a week? How many can I do in a month? Get the numbers. Already, you have your total expense. You've had what you need to put into this hub to get to where it is, and then you're looking. And I'm taking time to express this because you see this space you're sitting in, the Nexus and everything. That's how you came up with. The founder of Nexus Spaces was telling me that they did this place, they erected the first, but he did not have 10 million of his money when they started this whole thing. But there was a strong understanding of the numbers. They had already known, okay, if this should start, I need to get this from this financier, I need to get this from this financier. But not only that, I didn't stop there. It stopped in understanding that, okay, if we have training rooms, how many people do you need to for how many times? So there was a lot of things around budget setting, around understanding what revenue should look like, what we're paying. So you see that from that thing, he did not have the money back then, but he was confident that this is something to do. It's what numbers help you do ultimately too, right? It just gives you this confidence that I may not have the money. If you call me today and you tell me, okay, Lau, you don't have the money, but I have 120 million just sitting somewhere and I want to just lend it to you. Most people can't confidently take that money. Or if they do, they will take the money and it will be hard to account for it and they'll be indebted in the end. Some others will take the money and you know what? Because they already know. I know if I put this money into electronic appliances, I'll sell so-so, my returns will be so-so, I'll need so-so period, because what? There's a deep understanding of what? Of the numbers. So you can't escape it. If you want to be a good business person, you want to be someone, you want to be like, because for me, what separates all of us sitting here with the Tunelu and then the Dangotes is those numbers now. Those guys are very, 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 very equipped with that at that level. You know it. What's my lend rate? What are the banks giving me? What's, for example, an IFC or like Dangote was saying recently, when he built his refinery, IFC, Access Bank, all of these guys, what are they giving me? What are the rates? What are we going to be selling crude for? How long do we need to sell to pay so-so? All of that thing now, before a block was even laid anywhere for any refinery. You think people just go in there, they build this or it becomes all the piece and then, okay, let's see what will come in. No. Before it starts, everything is laid out on his spreadsheet. Everybody internalizes those numbers. Also, the reason why Jeff Bezos of Amazon said when they started in 1996, up to 2000, 2001, they were not making profits at that time, right? Everything that was coming in, revenue after satisfying vendors and other things, they were putting back into the business because they said they had known where the break point is. They know the break-even point. They had known that, oh yeah, this business needs to build for like 10, 12 years, and then it comes out. This same business has now made him the richest person in the world. Of course, now he's now second or third. But then the story there was that because they understood the numbers, they were still confidently going out there, getting money from different financiers. They were still confidently putting the money back into the business. If you compare it to our culture here now, we are more likely to say, I'm doing something, the business is giving me money. Like I first said to myself today, oh, let me buy that car. Who knows if the business will do well tomorrow? Yes, of course now. Because you should fear. Because you don't understand it. And understanding it here means you know the numbers. I'm here now with you on the call. My boss can call me now and say, what's your pipeline looking like? Do you guys need money? Yeah, so we have 3 people next week who get they get this return. Okay, so we have someone who is offering us so amount of money. Should we take it? We can make that decision off the bat because we're all looking, okay, I'm giving ABC so. Okay, Mr. D wants to give me so. Okay, I net off Mr. ABC, give me this. Mr. B, give me. Okay, yeah. I think we'll make money from this deal. Then we'll jump into it. Sorry, we'll jump into it, and then we'll make that decision. Right? It's easy for us because we're able to easily plot things together, compare these numbers, and then so numbers help us with that. Of course, again, clear profitability. So what I wanted to start this whole interaction with was that I wanted to even get our mindset first, get everybody to understanding that, of course, I hope you all know that the essence of business is profit. The essence of being in business. Nobody goes into business, and if your own is different, maybe yours is maybe a social enterprise, you want to do it because you love, maybe for the environment, maybe you love kids, it's all good. But for entities that thrive, right, the essence is what? The essence is profitability. Even for social enterprises now, data is very important because someone somewhere has to look at you and say, I trust you enough to even give you money to do what you say you want to do. Right? Yeah, but for the purpose of this conversation, essence of business is what is profitability. Now, what knowing your numbers help you do too is to help you in that regard. Back to chart deck again. Femi had said, he said two things for him was the reason why he thinks they are doing very well. And the first thing is that they focused on what he called unit economics from day one. Unit economics here is very simple. It's just a bogus language for saying that if I sell this watch, I want to know I'm making profits on everything I'm selling from day one. You see, not everybody, right, is good with projection analysis where you're able to say, okay, I want to be selling watches, but I don't care even if I'm not making profit and I gather people. And then eventually I can now start, some take that as a strategy. I buy the watch for 15 naira, I sell for maybe 51 naira to just cover transport. People see it and they say, well, this guy, this watch is cheap, I gather everybody. Then I now start to sell something else. Maybe I now start to sell maybe a strap that works with the watch better, or I start to sell a better version of that watch for a different price. Some are able to do that. But for most other people, what works best is from each transaction, they mark up that each transaction should return the profits. Most businesses position for that extreme, right? But the problem is this. Most businesses don't track. So because they don't track, it's even hard to know if they are profitable. So for them, he said, their business focused on that. Unit economics basically just states how much I make per item, and am I even making profit from that end, right? So whereas one thing, knowing your numbers also help you do. It helps you also understand that if you're making this, and it's even common sense here, if for every transaction I do, I'm netting off and I'm making something, if I put it together, I should come up net positive. What I'm doing should return a profit than if all I was just doing is sell, not tracking, and then I'm sitting down the line to compare if what I'm doing even did any difference, right? So that's the third reason. So for me, like I said when I started, my job here is to get you to care about it. I hope I have so far. I hope I've gotten you to a point where you're thinking to yourself and you're saying, whatever I'm starting, for all its worth, I will try to make sure I'm able to measure things. Let's go to the next slide. So these are the three numbers. You are a founder, three numbers you should at any point in time keep in mind. And one thing that would blow your mind about all of this, nothing expensive. If today you want to decide to track things, to know your numbers, nothing expensive. I said earlier about our operations, and by the end of this year, I think we have crossed $1 billion in total revenue generated. And I bet you, from day one, till this very day, all we've used is an Excel sheet. From day one till this very day. In fact, if I take out my phone now, and I want to know how many sales we've made in a period, okay, last week, what did we, everything. If I just go to sheets on my phone here, I have everything. Excel, old school Excel sheets. So before you start thinking, oh yeah, I need to know my numbers, I need to maybe gather all this information and all of that thing, which tool should I know? No. That's like looking for an excuse for you not to do something. We till this very day, in fact, we've tried Soho, we've tried this, we've tried that. What I've seen that has worked consistently has been that when a transaction happens, they can go on the computer, record that in Excel, and that has worked with us. Just to show you that you have all it takes to start. All you need is care about it now, which is what I said I hope I would address on this. Care about it, that's what's important here. So, three numbers to track, revenue by source. For me, this is by far the most important thing I want to pay attention to. Each week, if my team reports a sale, and said, the next thing I'm asking, okay, where did the customer come from? Customers don't fall from heaven. They don't. Customers are just human beings, person to person, me, you, all these things we do here. Right? So, where did the person come from? If you track, so I give you a sheet now, and maybe I told you from the year till date, we've sold to 500 people. All good. What did you sell? Okay, we sold TVs more, we sold diffusers and everything. If you stop there, I think you've missed something. How did the 500 people find their way to us now? Because we're in the business to sell to more people. And if you're not thinking, okay, what did very well? So what know your numbers will help you do? So for us, we track about four places where these people come from by referral. So someone else told someone else, they came to us. We track by ad spend, which is basically our outbound marketing on social media and all of that. We track offline, in store. So with the partner merchants who we do things with, We have banners in some of their shops, so we track that. And we also track through agents now. So we have agents who just work with us. The person wants to buy something, they know about it, they share to us, they sell, the agent earns a commission. So we track all four. So at any point in time, we can look and say, okay, last month in July, what channel did very well? Okay, on these agents. In fact, just off of our data, last month our management advised that we should call our agents for a get together because they were seeing the volumes that were coming from those guys. And when we did that, this month, that number doubled. That was just a data thing. I was sitting in the business, right? We're doing everything we're doing. But when I was doing my presentation at the end of the month, that was not the one number that struck me. What struck me was, okay, what was the total revenue and everything? But someone in the call just said, look at what these your agents are doing with you guys. Oh. You guys should call these guys for, you guys should just call them and appreciate them. That was a numbers thing. And like I said, we gathered it. But it struck me because we've just been doing this thing with them, we're doing it with them, and we pay them their. But doing that, one of the agents actually confessed in the meeting that, no, this is you guys just did, you guys will see our efforts. Numbers, nothing. It was no energy anywhere. It wasn't like I woke up one morning because I have a lot of things also worried me. But the numbers did what it pointed us to that direction. Right? So revenue by source. Right? Revenue by source. So which channel is making money? If you start your business today anyway, people would come through. One way or the other. Right? If the product is not good, over time you see that people will not come as they should. You spend a lot more on marketing, which means you're netting up, you're spending more to get people than they are spending on you. And then maybe but people would come. But when you now start to narrate, when you start to, okay, I think you've gone is back, yeah. But when you start to track by where people are coming from, it starts to give you this, it gives you two things. One, it gives you a reason to care where they are from. So it builds this thing into you where you're asking. And I do that with customers. You message me 1, 2, 3 times, please, who referred you? Like, but let me say what I wanted to buy. Oh, sorry. I can even apologize for that, but I want to know where are you from. And immediately you tell me who told you, immediately I'm doubling up in my chat. So, God, thank you so much, man. This guy said you said, oh, yeah, I did. I'm keeping that pipeline. I'm keeping it because I know that it wasn't coincidence. The person here asked probably would have even forgotten or not even cared to share what we do. But the person did something. So that's the first one. The second thing is the gross margin. We talked about this. I talked about this later earlier. The idea, like that, business is for profit. That's the reason why we're into business. One very important thing for you to track is you made a customer. Did you make the sale? Did you make the profit? What's the margin? What went into it? So you're selling, the watch goes for 10,000 naira. How much did you buy the watch? How much did you sell to the customer? What did you make on this watch? What did you make on this one? You have to, no matter how big, no matter how cumbersome that thing you sell, you need to be able to figure out what was the margin per person. That boils it down to unit economics thing we said, and if you fix unit economics in any business, that business, in fact, is like a business on, it's just smooth sail. Because you fix it to a level where per person who is buying, we make 3% to the person who is buying. Okay, so where is the 3% going to? We have to pay salaries, we have to run operations, you now break everything. Oh, the 3% is not enough. I think we should do 6%. Because you did what? You boiled it down to a fundamental one-person thing. You're not doing, okay, if you say 1,000, I think we should make, so no. You solve the margin on per person, right? Per sale. When you solve it at that level, don't worry. 1 million, it's just that was 1 million was that margin, and it adds up, right? So that's the other thing to check. The second, other one is the cost. A business that's very, very important. What's in the bank, right? At any point in time, the people want to serve or the target revenue we want to make. We will have to serve it. We need to inject it from somewhere. So one thing about tracking numbers, what it helps you does, it also helps you in predictive analysis. So last year, if you're someone who keeps very good numbers, last year September, we did social numbers. Okay, this year we're going into September. What is it looking like? Okay, are there enough factors that make that? It gives you what you're able to predict. You're able to better position for. So these are 3 key things that founders should worry about. Other things to know on the basis of maybe just understanding us better. But with these 3, a good this to next one. All right, so we're almost there at the end. So to boil this down, right? To boil all of this down, I hope to this very point I'm able to get you to care. The next thing now is just to put in some habits, put in some fundamentals that you can imbibe that would help this process and nail it down for you. The first one here is just try to track daily. Now you care about the numbers, right? Now you understand that keeping numbers can help you go the next phase. what's now important here is, what do you do about that? So the first one, track daily. I told you earlier, we use Excel for us, and basically, you will not sell on our platform, and then by the next day, I'm checking our sheet and I'm seeing that, well, we made transactions yesterday, where are they? No. We track it that day, we make sure Mr. A got what he got, we listed Mr. A's sale, we list all of that together, we have all of that information straight out. On every sale, to ensure that we track what's coming in. On everyone, like I said, per sale, we track all of that data. Separate accounts too, so if you're a business person, for example, but one thing about financial discipline here is you run businesses, it's a poor habit to have same personal account where you run all of your personal expenses, all of your inflows, same as your business thing. That's a very inconsistent process that can undermine the things you're doing. Like I said, at the very top, you want to know, with the numbers thing, right? You want to know, what are we doing well? How well are we doing? You want to be able to answer that. And one easy way is to maintain separate accounts for different things, right? If you have a business, maintain a separate account for that business. That business has the inflows, outflows for that business. At any point in time, you can pull a statement. In fact, I even do this personally for myself, not even the business. I learned that from the business. So when I have inflows for business or for investment, I have a different account. What I use for household expense is a different account. At the end of the day, if I just pull my statement from my OP, I just look and I want to, oh, okay, I have all of this. In fact, to an extent, if I'm out of balance on the OP, no matter how pressed I am, if I want to pay for a thing, I have to move money to that OP because I want to be able to point, where did it go to at the end of the day? I will move it. You know, it's easy. I always, also my account, I'll pay, no. I don't want to go 3-4 accounts, understand what's going to happen. I'll move it to the OP. OP is expense account. Okay, I know from the PAMPay, I borrowed the AP so supplementary, then this is what, and this is what it bought. For business too, it's a very good practice. Now, for this one, you know, founders fall into this trap. You start this effort, it's your effort, and you feel at any point in time, I can dip in money, I can use money. No. What knowing your numbers help you do here? Because you're trying to build a business that has this consistent feedback of information and of insights to you, the founder, and to anybody who is coming in to join someday, right? So as a founder, you ensure from day one, you build that discipline to say, okay, I'm going to do this thing. What's going to happen is every month, for my own effort, I want to also pay myself a salary. Right? Oh, okay, this is what you decide it. You also include it. It's part of what is a discipline you should imbibe from the start of your venture. If it's something you will not pay yourself, say you conclude, okay, this business, don't worry, my freelance income, what I'm doing on the side, I'll still be managing that one. I'm not paying myself here. Make it so. Right? Make sure that your data is showing, I made revenue this for expense. This is what I made for expense, and then you keep that separate. All right. So those are the 3 things, and that's right. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Like I said, it's my hope that I've gotten you to care. You don't remember anything I've said from the start. Totally fine. The one thing is that you know the numbers in your business. It can lead you to what that real business is like. We saw in the child deck example, or it can even be the leveler. It can be the thing that knowing the numbers can just be the thing that actually shows you what the real business is. Because we start businesses with different hypotheses, different assumptions, different will it work, will it not work. But when you keep those numbers and you refer to them, you pick insights from them, it will most definitely, from the examples I've shown, lead you to the next one. So thank you so much, guys.
Now it's actually an inspiring session or an eye-opening session. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ali Ahmed. I am the facility manager and also the ecosystem manager at the Nexus Space. Nexus Space is space. Okay. So basically, what we do here is at the Nexus Space is whereby you can come in to make for your trainings, for your meetings. We have co-working spaces, pay and use our facilities, free internet, lights, everything. So basically, that's that for that. And also, I want to also take a few moments to ask us a question. what have you learned from this session so far? Anybody? If you have any contribution? Yes, ma'am. No, you don't have to.
Alright, so I think I learned to care about people.
Okay.
My personal and I've also been reminded about because personally I keep track. I even have it where I record every income, every expenditure, and I do like a a monthly summary. So I see how much money has come in, how much money has gone out, and the channels to reach the team. That's for my personal finance, not business. But business wise, I've learned to care so much about numbers that I track them as much as I'm not so much into business yet, but I've learned that.
So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank
What do
you
you
very
do?
much. Okay, what do I do? I'm actually a communicator.
Okay.
And I work in a health space. I'm a physiologist. So at the
Okay.
hospital, I'm an electrocardiographer, and I also do electroencephalography. Yeah.
That's a
thank
lot.
you.
It's plenty. Electrocardio. Thank you very much.
Okay, EEG and ECG, basically,
Okay,
that's
no
what I do in
problem.
the
Thank you very
hospital.
much.
Yeah.
Please, who wants to go next? Can I? Who wants to go next? Mr. Lawal actually took a lot of time to actually explain numbers, and I also want to think that we actually understand or get one or two things from whatever has been said so far. Thank you very much. You raised up your hand. Thank you. Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, so I learned quite a number of things. I learned that you don't start a business and expect. And then you should also, the thing you mentioned about tracking this year September, comparing with last year September,
Yeah.
what happened here. So that's how detailed your tracking should be, because that's only where you can. That's how it shows that you care about the numbers.
Yeah, thank you
So,
very much. So what's your name?
Emmanuel,
Emmanuel, what do you do?
I am a product designer. I'm working on a startup too. So I came here to learn.
Okay, thank you very much, Emmanuel. Please let's put our hands together for him. Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So I would like to say that I'm a big beneficiary for this meeting this morning. So what stood out for me it's about having a pay fixed salary. So I think I don't do that for myself, you know. Once a need arises, I could just go into the business money to sort my personal needs. And so that's to that for me. And importantly, the tracking aspect. Yeah, I do tracking, but, you know, my record is poor when it comes to my business. So um, and also having a separate account. I have a separate account for business, but you know, I don't stick to these rules, a kind of no discipline. Yeah. So this reminds me that okay, this is something you need to put into practice. You need to work on this so that the business can grow better. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So what's your name?
My name is Ruth.
Ruth.
Yeah.
What do you do, ma'am?
I'm a cabin crew on ground.
Okay.
Yeah. So and I have a business too.
Okay.
I'm into food processing and packaging.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. Thank you very much.
I think hearing everybody's feedback keeps me on. Thank you so much for it.
No
And
problem.
hearing everybody's feedback is there's an insight I'm developing of this again. And I think most people from high experience and has to most people actually know the need to take and keep records, right? And know the numbers. But I think what's missing, which is if I got this context earlier, what I've delved deeply into, is what do you do about the numbers? You know, the story of the child and everything we said, it is something about the numbers. Like that 1.5 billion that thing later became. It wasn't because they were guarding the numbers, right? If I use both of the examples now, you also just keep the numbers. Some way, somehow, if we sit down now and say, okay, open your notes, let's go through it. Whether you write it down manually or you record it to your notepad or somewhere, we can look at it and say, okay, let's see. We can just draw out the pattern, right? But I think what's missing here is when you take down all of these notes, do you go back to look into it and ask yourself, what is it telling you? Because that's not the next level from knowing your numbers now. Because from everybody now, I can see that everybody, the caring about the numbers part is something maybe through discipline or through the need to just know we have these numbers, we do. But the next thing now is, what do you do about it? What do we do? So the challenge for everybody here is, when you gather the numbers, do something about it. I gave a story about us in Clay, how our best year of 300 and something million was off of that. With the Chardec example too, it was off of that. So when you gather the number, gather it in such a way that you can take insights and act on. Right? You sell, maybe you sell fried foods now. You sell maybe plantain chips. You sell maybe other things, and then because you keep the numbers, you go back to them. You see that plantain chips are doing very well, and the returns are higher. What can we do off of that data? So I think that's something else we should all note and just.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You want something?
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
What I learned was check on your customer. It's very important. You know, when you check on people about what you sell, when they refer people and you call them to tell them thank you, when you appreciate people, don't come again to patronize you because you appreciate them for patronizing you.
Yeah.
You see their efforts.
Yes.
Yes, appreciation is very important. And again, that separate account stuff is very important. I don't used to do it. Yes, my money I keep them one place and I remove anytime I have need. So that really touched me. I learned from it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So what's the name?
My name is Felicia.
Felicia.
Awode.
And what do you do?
I sell corporate wares.
Corporate.
I'm a designer.
Okay.
And I just graduated last year computer science.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Felicia.
you.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. I also took a note from what you said about having separate accounts. To be honest, I have like 5 accounts, and there's maybe like 10 naira here, 20 naira here, 30 naira here, and I just stick anything I want from any account I want. But for the month, after the month ends, I'm unable to trace exactly where this money are going to. Right? I don't make plenty money. I make like 20k, 20k every month. I have 15k every month. But then, before, where is this one coming from? Where is this one going to? Where is this one coming from? Where is this one going to? It's very important we are able to track. I'm not a business person actually, but I was into business before. I sold perfumes. If I were to go back to selling perfume today, I think I'll make it big. Then go to the play, right? So yeah. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to thank the organizers for this amazing event. Thank you, sir. So I actually learned something, especially from the first slide that said what get measured, get managed, and what get managed has the chance of growing. So that's just the truth. Once you measure, you identify patterns, trend, it will help you to give you an insight of what you're doing, how do you do it. But once you just start things like, let me just start, you don't keep records, you don't measure what you're doing, the people that are coming into your business and the goals that you intend to achieve, I think that's when mismanagement comes in business. And also in terms of the three numbers every founder must track. So I think revenue by source stood out there. Yeah, because sometimes you will just be doing business, but you don't know eventually where your sources are coming from, your revenue sources are coming from. So all you just know is that, yeah, I'm making business, I'm making profit, but can you actually trace where that source is coming from? No. So I think that's one of the things that stood out for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay. I like these feedbacks. They are giving.
Good morning, everyone.
Thank you.
My name is Cyrus. For me, what I got was it actually gave me an insight of how to get more customers for my business because I'm actually new here in Kaduna.
Okay.
He talked about the fact that we can sell. He said you can sell a product very low just to gather enough audience for your business. So I got that insight for my own business. I deal with sales of laptop and I also do repairs. Okay. So he said we can sell very low, gather enough audience, then you can now go higher from there. Thank you very much.
There's a caveat to that. The caveat to that is that you have to make sure that and it's a know your number thing. from the perspective of you have to know what are the trade-offs for you, right? And so I'm selling laptops, and then right now, and that's I want to pair it together with the point you just made about the revenue by category. Now, for those that run ads now, you know, in fact, if you run ads now, there are chances that you're actually just paying Facebook rather than even making anything because the cost of acquisition is very high now. So for businesses that know about that, what you want to do is what are the other alternatives now? So maybe the alternative now is that okay, if I reduce margins, it brings in people. But to what effect? That means that you can now design it instead of just reducing for reducing sake, right? You can find a way that it pays back. Let's say every vendor is selling this laptop now, 450,000. You now figure that, but I get this laptop for 3 months. You say, but that's 470. Why are they selling that way? You now say, okay, let me say 10,000 or 20,000 was the cost of acquiring a customer. I will forgo that. If the customer comes through, I can sell to them for 400,000. Know the trade-offs to yourself. And the reason why you're knowing it is so that you know you are positioning on price. So that and it also helps that you're able to maintain that competitive advantage. If you're just saying, oh, I'm just lowering it so that I can attract, if your business starts to struggle, because but don't it's not a practice. For business, we continue to erode margins over time, the business will hardly survive. So it's a strategy, not just because you think many people come. Sometimes many people will come and it is not still do well. Right? When many people come, it makes sense when many people come, and then you build a culture where people tell other people about what you do. You sell to a person, you get their phone number, you make sure that they still see your WhatsApp and everything. That time you just say, if you bought from me first, someone bought from you, you get so from me. It's strategy. Not really every decision. You understand, right? I just want you to understand from a strategy point of view, not because if you reduce margins, you get lots of people and then it's also. I don't know if you get.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Recently, I got an item, a tech item or a gadget from somewhere. I used to get it from another place some other time. Then the new person I tried, his own was cheaper and it was finer. And I was like, how comes? So I was trying to compare numbers and I realized that this guy have been actually, well, he says to be guys. This guy says my kind of person. So, and I think it also makes sense if what you are selling is actually have a target audience. So you are able to attract the kind of people that you are looking for. That's just the truth. My uncle buy from this guy, from that guy, because I think me, I buy from this guy because me, I think. So that's just it. You understand what I'm trying to say? Sometimes it's not like you have it's just knowing the kind of person you are targeting. That's just the truth. If you are targeting maybe someone who earns maybe or wants to buy something of 1 million naira, and there are kind of people who actually just want to deal with day-to-day activities or something like that, it's different things. So that's just it. So from now on, we are going to be having an engagement session, or more of like it's like a networking session actually, networking session. So you are going to know each other, introduce yourself to each other, so that you can build meaningful connection as time goes on. And after that, you're going to play a game before the next session comes up. So we're going to have 10 minutes or 5 minutes for this. Just know each other, know what you do, know where you come from, build meaningful connection, and that will be that. Then we'll play a game for maybe 5 minutes. We'll have two teams. So team A and team B. So if you allow your other people to win you, so that's fine, Sha. And it's actually also business kind of game. So 1, 2, 5 minutes. Thank you. Just relax, talk, and then we'll talk. Yeah. Yeah. 2585. 2585. 2585. Did you get anything for the? What did you get for that?
Just to bring us up alive once more. Then before we get to our next session, we have 2 more sessions left. The next session will be coming up. Then we have another session that will be focused on AI marketing and how you can basically apply it to your business. So we have a lot to actually cover, and time is not on our side. So please, for the game, just go to this link, joinmyquiz.com, and just type this code to join the game. There'll just be like 7 questions, and just to like bring us live action. So once you've joined, just signify, I think, to show the participants. Maybe somebody should sponsor to give the winner an award. If you want to sponsor. Please, let's join. You don't need to scan. If you can scan, you can scan. But if you don't want to scan, just type. Feel like you don't have an iPhone. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, somebody have joined. Okay, Julius is in. Who's Julius? You. Okay. What? That's the website. Joinmyquiz.com. Just type it. Joinmyquiz.com. Let's be fast. Only Julius is in. Is it network? Julius will wait here. Oh, fintech. Let me see if I have dollars to give us now. Then ASN confessionaries. You're supposed to share food for us. Who is that? Oh, all food on her after the event. Meet her for your lunch. Then okay, Bashir Aliyu. Okay, let's get to 10. How many of them are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're up to 20 or more than 20. We're about to start this game. Okay, more people. We have a lot of people that's actually going to give you lunch today. You can see Frances Foods. Okay, are we still waiting for somebody? Time is not on our side. Okay, so we're about to start. So we're just going to be using 10 seconds out, so we could limit. I'll personally be stopping the timer myself. So we're just using 10 seconds. Once it gets to 20, I'll end it. Your speed and your accuracy matters. Okay, you have 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, so which company is famous for the slogan, just do it? This should be simple actually. Okay, I think everybody should know this. If I check Guru, you should know this actually. Okay. Someone actually got this incorrect. Wow. Okay, this should be simple also. Okay. Who clicked go back home? Dangote? What is Dangote doing in fintech, please? Okay, this is actually the last question. So I'll leave it countdown. If you watch a lot of tech interviews or startup interviews, you should know this. Let me be patient for this. All right, so Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, wow, moves me. All right, so we've ended the assessment. Let's see who our winner is. I think we'll be able to say our winners. Let's see the winners now. Okay, let's show the names. Okay. Okay. You can see your report anyways. I'm trying to see the overall. Let me see that. So I think we know our winner here. That should be Ima. Who is Ima? Ah, a round of applause. Second position is actually our speaker, the great Amoka. Please, a round of applause for her. Position is Easy Print, that's the fintech that is going to be sharing dollars for us. And we'll say the rest. So let's take the rest. All right, thank you very much for this session. We're going to be having our next session now. So please, 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 please. Okay, we're still in the morning, right? Good morning, everyone, once again. So our next session, Grace Amoka. So Grace Amoka is an education strategist, an author, and personal brand builder who has turned her expertise into opportunities across consulting, speaking, coaching, and entrepreneurship. With a background in computer engineering, education, and education technology, she has worked with organizations including the World Bank, African Leadership Academy, and Teacher Leader Institute. Through her personal brand, Grace has built opportunities in international speaking, advisory work, authorship, executive coaching, and strategic partnership. She is the author of 4 books, including Beautiful Scars, The Profitable Teacher. Grace is passionate about helping professionals, founders, and experts clarify their positioning, communicate their value, and turn their knowledge and experience into opportunities, influence, and income and legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, with a clapping ovation, let's welcome our speaker, Grace Amoka.
Am I to pin this somewhere? That works, right? Yeah. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Y'all looking good. At the top. He's smiling because he kind of knows me, and he knows it's almost impossible for me to speak for 20 minutes. But I put my timer, and we're going to make the best of this opportunity. Of the time that we have together. And the first thing that I want to say to every single person here is to give yourselves a round of applause for being here in the first place, yeah? I was talking with this beautiful lady, and one of the things that we talked about is the fact that for you to be truly successful, you can't get to a point where you arrive. Do you understand? You can't get to the point where you're like, okay, now I'm ready, or now I've finished learning. So for the fact that it rained, you left your house, you could have been doing any other thing, but you chose to come here for a few hours to learn more about how to build businesses that are sustainable. I want to say kudos to you. And I truly hope that the time that you're going to spend here today is going to count for something.
So the first activity that I want us to do today is most likely going to be the most important for you in your business. And I want you to write down, first of all, think about it, and then write down the kind of business you want to build. Because all the knowing your numbers and all those great things, it will be dependent on the vision that you have for the business you're building. So I want us to think about it. When you think of a picture of the business you're building or the business you want to build, what does it look like? So I'm going to give us about 3 minutes to do that activity, or 2 minutes. We're supposed to write though. These people are looking at me. I know I'm fine, but that's not very important. So think about, what kind of business do I want to build? And maybe to help us better over the next 5 years. So when you think about yourself as a founder, as a business owner, in the next 5 years, what kind of business would you want to have built? Do we understand? Yeah? Is that clear enough? Okay. So we're doing that for 2 minutes. And feel free to dream wild though. So think about it's an opportunity for you to think about it. I'm selling clothes. What do I want that to look like? And I don't want you to think about anything else. Do you understand? Vicky James is a tailor. Forget all the fancy fashion designer. She's a tailor. But what she did was she was able to rethink and, make it big. When I go for events and people ask me, what do I do? I'll tell you I'm a teacher. Because that's what I do. So don't think about your business as I'm just buying and selling. Where do I see it in the next 5 years? We have 1 minute to go. Some people are not writing. What's happening? Mr. Morris, what's going on? Your people are not writing.
They don't want to make money.
They don't. Don't go and write bastard money because. You can write it. Yeah. Okay. So that's the first thing. I want 2 people, who are confident enough to share. Where do you see your business in the next 5 years? 2 people. See, as business, you cannot be shy, you cannot be looking for, is my answer perfect? Is my no? 2 people to share, please. Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together for him.
In the next 5 years,
Yeah.
I see my business as an international business. I will be ordering what I want to sell, like in phone and computer sales. I'll be buying it from abroad and be selling it to maybe countries that are border to Nigeria.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Amazing. I love it. Please, let's put our hands together for him. So I know part of the reason she came here is for networking. But when you take the bold step to answer questions, to respond to things, people are paying attention. Do you understand? So never go for an event and they ask you, do you have a question? You now don't have question, or you don't want to contribute to anything. The only thing is you now not go there and say, good morning, Tony, because it's going to do you more harm than good. You can even leverage that to see. Do you know? I was like, God, if I'm that girl, I blow. Do you know what it is that overnight you become the conversation in every single household? God, just give me. It's just like if I do it. Anyways, thank you very much for sharing. Another person, yes, please.
In the next 5 years, I see my brand as an established brand that is well known for producing. Okay, so I produce local snacks, right? Like plantain chips and chin chin. So my goal is to make people understand and love local snacks for what it is. So not just our regular roadside snacks, all that. So I'm packaging the snacks into suitable international standards that will make all people from other culture appreciate our local snacks. The next 5 years is that my products will already be entering the international market. The way like Korean food is now the Korean K culture is now the trend. So I want to build a trend of local Nigerian snacks suitable for international
Amazing,
standards.
amazing. Thank you very much. That's incredible. So the next question that I want to ask us, because this vision that you have set for yourself and your business, it requires a kind of person to achieve it. Do you understand? So I want us to think in the next 1 minute, and when you go back home, please spend time to do this. This is just, 25 minutes, there's so much we can do. What kind of person do I need to become to achieve the vision that I have for my business? So that's the second question. What kind of person do I need to become to run that kind of business? And while you're writing and thinking about it, I'll share a bit of, my story in some parts of my business. So sometime in my life, I decided that I really wanted to go into core consulting. And I've done consulting here and there, I've just been, like he said, have a business account. Some of you will not hear. Some of you don't even have business accounts. But as you are living today, just go and look for that your friend that has been advertising on WhatsApp status. Come and register your business. There's a seriousness, it will arrange your brain somehow. Because you have to really have problem for you have open business account, though. You now dip your hand inside your own business. By the time you start paying tax, you will know what's going on. Yeah? So I decided that I wanted to really take my consulting business seriously. But I knew that at the level I was operating, there's no way that I would have been able to build that kind of business. So I started looking out for who were the top players in the consulting field. And then I decided to go learn from the person. My classes used to be every Thursday. Guess where? In Abuja. I never see excuses in my life. Never. So since February, every single week, I'm on the road. Because I live in Gonigora and train station is in Rigasa. By the time I did all the calculation, I now heard about this really cool guy, Balji. And the transport is quite comfortable. Did it cost me a little extra? Yes. So the vision that you have is what will determine the sacrifices you're willing to make, the price you're willing to pay, the daily habits. So this is very important. Where do I see myself and what kind of person do I need to become to achieve that goal? I can't tell myself that I want to be one of the top 5 players in the consulting industry. And then I'm just sitting in my Godingora house in Kaduna. There are events I don't go for. You want to go into exporting. There's the exporters. This year alone, I've seen all of their events in Abuja. I know there are more than those. Your vision will determine the kinds of opportunities you even start seeing. Without a vision, the opportunities are around you, but you won't even know. Yeah? So you go for events, even as you're having conversations with people, it's that vision that becomes your compass. So while every other person is hearing one thing, you are hearing multiple things based on the vision that you have set. So from today, let your vision become the compass that guides you. Are we here? Let your vision become the compass that guides you. Another thing it will help you do, it will help you solve this comparison thing. If your vision is clear, you know that you're not in competition with anybody. What you're building is different from what they're building. My financial goal is not the same as August's financial goal here. I'm sure some of you, when he was calling me, I was like, God, see my life in the public. When am I going to achieve it? Yeah? Your vision will guide every single thing you do. So now we can move into, they said I should talk about the future ready business leader. And I'm going to, okay.
Okay, good afternoon, guys. How are you doing?
Morning.
How is the session going? Awesome. Awesome. I'm expecting more than 5. What's another one?
Super.
Awesome.
I
Okay.
have my
Thank
name.
usually available. He's in town, and I thought you should just come and check in on us. We're doing a lot of work in business, and maybe you just have one or two things to say to us. I would also want to specifically recognize our partners, and this my madam here, Grace. She's always been so supportive of all of our programs. Sure that even the people that are meeting her for the first time can attest to that. She has this energy, and honestly, she is always ready to show up whenever we reach out to her. She has done a lot of work in the ecosystem, in blog tech, just building people and contributing, and I think she's an awesome person.
Thank you.
So thank you. And then this is Morris. We worked with him. He organized all of this actually and approached us, and we thought that this is something that Metals would want to be part of, and then we worked together. Here we are. They applied and
I'm really sorry that I interrupted
No, it's fine.
your session. I need to dash very shortly. I did see and I was commending because it meant that we're sort of investing in people and how they're doing, which is really commendable. I'm really pleased that this is happening here, and that we have decided to bring it here, and I hope it continues. I hope that this is okay. Track your growth trajectory. You see that you're accountable to a different set of people and find supports that you need, and you can also grow along those lines. I was glad to see that, and what benefits can happen. And this working is to lose track of that because you never know who is sitting to you or behind you or across all that. People, those that period. Honestly, go all of us sign for excited to you guys. Very, very. So I'll hand this back. Hope that at some point, if you see, I'm not the best with faces. So if you see me somewhere, please just tell me that it's from here, and we'll be able to have a catch up and a conversation. Yeah. Thank you so much.
This way.
yes, no, that's what we're doing now.
Just
Interior. Okay, so the first thing I want us to do is So we're going to do 5 major things. And the first thing as a founder that we need to know to be future ready is, what's the gap? So that vision that you set, what's the gap between where you are now and that person? You know, we looked at the vision, and then who do you need to become to achieve that kind of vision? So what gap do I need to be able to close it? If I want my products, my services to go beyond Kaduna, what are the competencies that I need? Do you understand? What does it, so I'll use myself as, what does it take to run a successful consulting firm? What does that even mean? So when I within the board, to know when I do an audition, how do I identify what their challenges are? Do you understand? So I need to become the kind of person that can solve problems at that level. So it's not just wishful thinking anymore. Actions that I need to get. So you're not doing things randomly. You're not reading Atomic Habits because all your friends are reading it. Nothing wrong with it, but you have to now be very, very laser focused. Why are you taking the course that you're in? Getting an MBA, need an MBA, or is it else? It's not a master's and all those degrees. Do I absolutely need it right now? What are the hanging that I do now? Just wow, you will now, based on your vision, you will know you cannot buy that hair. You can buy it now. You will know that it's okay to fly it on me because of what you are building. Are we getting it? So your decisions, your habits, everything is guided by that compass where you are looking. So a few questions to ask, and I call it an audit of what you need to learn to become that person. So 1, what has changed in my industry recently? And everybody's industry, something has changed. What has changed? What has caused a change in all our industries? AI. I need to be thinking, and I'm glad we're going to have a session on that. How has AI disrupted? It's not how really disrupts. It has disrupted it forever. If you're like my grandmother that is feeling like, oh, maybe it's not a wave. It's not a wave. It's not going anywhere. So how has AI disrupted my industry? The first question. What capability am I currently missing? Like I said, are there skills, knowledge, and attitudes? So there's knowledge, there's skill, there's attitude that you need to have. What am I learning from my customers? What am I learning from my customers? And it may be about what they need. Because as things are changing, your customers' needs are also changing. And you can't be too... founders, we have a problem. We're so attached to the idea of our business. Like you have to let it go. It's not a baby. Even for a baby, if you hold a baby too tight, you're going to suffocate that baby. So you can't keep romanticizing your idea. Your customers are requiring something else. You say no. So one of the things I had to do this year, and I'm like that though. Because for me to come up with idea is brilliant. I've seen how I'm going to blow. I've seen how I'm going to be traveling the world. But I realized that for every time I'm interacting with a business, they're asking for complementary things. Answer now. Are you your customer? So if your customer says this is what they want, give it to them. Because they're the ones paying for it. So because of the books that I had written, recently I started getting quite a lot of requests. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. If I tell you, my highest paying single job from helping people write their books. That was never in the plan. Never. I didn't even think it was a business. So rather than sitting, I know it's good to all those as far as my wife people that tell you what are you passionate about, it's nice. very nice. But if what you're passionate about, there's no demand for it, forget it. Open an NGO. But if you must run a business, there has to be need for it. So find the need part. You grow passion. I'm serious. There's some kind of alarm that will enter you will be passionate. I'm not joking. Your passion will come alive. I mean, take it to a picture of Saul Shao. But the point I'm making is there has to be a need that you're solving. If not, you're not running a business. Okay? What am I learning from my competitors? And I need us to rethink competition. You need to rethink it. So you're in a room, you probably run a salon, and then you hear another person. White. What are you bringing? What am I bringing? What am I bringing? What's the sharing formula? I have a jewelry business, like normal buy and sell. And recently I realized that I need to run it with someone. She's my very good friend. We go way back. But if you want to see people's real character, give them power, give them money. So for the good of you, that friendship, have things written down. Okay? So that's the first thing. You're able to move from just knowing things to feeling that learning gap that you have. The second thing that I want us to pay attention to is, I've already said it. So rather than competing with people, we're looking for ways to collaborate. Oh my God. The next thing is, if you want to build a future-ready business, a business that can be sustained outside you, a business that can run without you. So you want to move from that place of being a founder-led business to running a normal, like a good business. You need to move from being the chief problem solver to doing other problem solvers. And what do I mean by this? I struggled with this for the longest time. You feel like if it's not you that did it, no other person can do it. You're gonna burn out. If you have to always be inside your business, number one, it won't even give you time and creative, you won't have space in your mind to dream about how big the business can actually get. You won't have time to attend events where you can meet people to either collaborate or partner with you. So you have to move from that place of I'm the one doing everything. And the next question will be, oh, but I'm just starting, I don't have the money, no. What's the lowest possible way that you can delegate certain things? What's the lowest? Have you even gone to ask someone that is a social media manager? Because you're a business person, you're not a content creator. If you're a content creator, it's fine. But you have to be able to define it clearly. Is my job full-time content creation, or am I running a business? If the business is a content creation business, then that's okay. You now structure it around how can I show up as much as I need. It's not content creation. You don't like content creation. Start to think about ways that I can either leverage AI to put out the kinds of content that I need to put out, or find someone. Social media manager. Do we have social media managers here? Any social media manager? Oh, that's strange.
She's outside.
Oh, she's outside. Okay, I wanted to ask her how much they are collecting now. Yeah, so that you have an idea if that's a major need for your business. When can I hire a social media manager to take care of that part so that I can focus on the core of my business? I can build myself. I can attend the courses that I need to attend. Because we all have 24 hours. How can I make sure my 24 hours count for what is most important to me? Okay? So, oh my God. So ask yourself some questions. For example, does this particular task, does it absolutely require my presence and my input? So for example, one of the projects that I'm running this year, I wrote a book. It's called The Profitable Teacher. And essentially it's that you are not just a teacher. So I told you guys that I'm a teacher, but I mean, I know it doesn't really sound like that. So what I do is I don't know why you guys are smiling like this. I tell other teachers you can be more. And the skills that I currently use to make a lot of money are the skills that I took from my classroom. So I wrote a book, but for me, I'm always thinking about how can I maximize this one thing. So we started running workshops from school to school. Then we started running live events where you meet with the author, and things like that. So what I've done for that project, because I know recently, an organization reached out to me. They want me to come lead a project that I'm excited about. And I know that if I'm still holding on to this portable teacher thing, I'm not going to be able to carry that one out. So what I did was I designed operating procedures. What does a successful event look like? So rather than it being me, I'm calling vendor. I'm like, we need 50 small chops. We need this one, that one. No. What does a successful workshop look like from start to finish? From identifying the kinds of people we want to work with, to what their needs are, to how many they are. Can someone do that? Can someone else do that? Yes. Because I already have the vision. I've already put it down. We've done 7 schools already in Abuja and Kaduna. So we just take that, document your processes so much that even someone that is not really, they can run it. So start to think about your business in that sense. What are the activities that other people do once I give them the guidelines? So I learned something incredible from Pi Express. Everybody knows Pi Express. Yeah? I was intrigued. On the table, you've been to Chicken Republic before? You know that thing that when you go, number one, if you tell them you want rice and chicken, they're going to give you the biggest portions possible by default. It's you that will not tell them, no, it's one meat me I want. My account is not really. Do you know it's written down? So when they ask you, do you want ice cream? What about coleslaw? What about this and that? It's clearly written down. So as you start to delegate responsibility, you need to understand that you can't just be saying our core value is excellence. The person you hired has no idea what that means. You have to be very granular about what things mean for yourself in your business and for another person. So for your friend, excellence in customer service may just mean we greet our customers every morning. When they ask for something, for another person, excellence may mean you blow their minds. And what does it mean to blow their minds? Do you understand? So that when you're taking this standard operating procedures and giving someone else to run, you don't just tell them excellent service. What does excellent service look like? So number one, you welcome the customer. You say nice. Number two, so whether you're serving the food first or second is written. So you don't turn to a mad person. You're always shouting at the people you're working with. No. There's a clear procedure for how things are done. Then when they now go over and beyond, you're now able to reward them for, Do we get this? Yeah? Okay. And then finally, before they look at me with bad eye, finally, you need to be able to move from, I said this, but I think it's really important. We grew up, especially if you grew up in Kaduna, you grew up with so much disadvantage. But you won't go into the world and tell them, I was raised in Kaduna, that's why I'm timid. Nobody's going to listen to you because nobody cares. Nobody's going to look at you with pity. You are responsible for the outcome of your life. So you need to start to think about relationships very strategically. See, I don't know how to explain to you. The next thing you are looking for, sometimes it's not even not. How do I explain this? It was more than 10 times, obviously. It was more than 10 times what I would normally ask for. And did they pay? Gladly. They were even apologizing. The woman called it honorarium. So she said, we know we cannot pay you. They paid for my flight, for accommodation and everything. She was apologizing. We know we cannot pay you, but this is an honorarium. So don't use your state. I know you're still, all of us were still aspiring to judge whether your customers can afford it or they can afford it. I promise you. They can afford it. Yeah. Relationships. If someone refers you for a job, don't just say thank you. I'm serious. Don't just say thank you. Put it as part of your marketing expenses. Buy something and take to them. You see this thing? They will not tell you in business school. Harvard business, they will not tell you. But in the Nigeria, because you need to understand the market that you're operating in. Brand, people like to see their names on stuff. Don't think it's overrated. So I put my business name, it's there branded, GA Education Nexus, and then I brand the person's name on it. Recently, one of my mentors came into town. I will never go empty-handed. These are printer empire. There's full page of stickers is 2.5 only, and on it you can have multiple of them. Buy notepad, this notepad. Buy the white one. It's a way of looking luxurious. It will look like it's janded. It's 2K. If you enter the market after First Bank, that line, you can see that is. I know what I'm saying. I'm serious. Enter that line, buy them 2K, the white one. If you want to be extra, buy bottle. Do that thing for 2,500. Put your, see, she put everything, put the person's name, brand this thing. Number one, they won't give it out. Yeah. Do you understand? Because he has their name. Number two, people are walking into their offices every day. So think, if those are your kinds of customers, sometimes they are not on Facebook and Instagram. Oh. That was a painful truth I had to come to terms with. That a lot of my customers, they're not really scrolling on Instagram and Facebook. But there's a place that you find them. So think about, where are my customers really and how do I reach them? My time is up. Thank you very much. We'll take one question. One question, only one question. Don't be afraid. See, what's the worst that can happen? If they say stand up and pitch your business, stand up. Nobody will bite you. You have to be audacious. Remove these Kaduna garments from your body. Remove it. If you see an event happening, don't just close your mind to it because it's not in Kaduna. You can't afford to do that. Travel, meet people, talk about what you do. Talk about it so much that now wow. Yeah? One question. Yes, thank you. We have two. Okay, we'll take two questions.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. Something struck out because in fact, what I wrote here, part of it is actually NAS Academy for online tutoring.
Amazing.
To create an online tutoring platform. So going through what you said, I've actually checked from this year to the next 5 years. Now there are some things that I'm quite confused.
Okay.
Rather, I would say I don't really know how to go about that strategic relationship when it comes to this online tutoring, because majorly I do it with learners abroad. So I'm trying to create that platform where even teachers can come. Yeah, and so now the thing is, how can I scale up? And then, so I don't know if it's something you can share or something I need to meet you on, let's say, a session with maybe one-on-one session.
Who are your customers?
I deal with learners that try to teach them how to read and write.
No, who are your customers? Who are the people paying?
Well, the Nigerians staying abroad.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Nigerians staying abroad.
Some of them.
What are the major countries you're looking at?
Germany, UK,
US,
yes,
Canada.
US and Canada.
Where do you think they are? Like, where can you find them? I mean, they are abroad, of course, so that's where they are. But what do you think is the
Well, because I know I've checked,
Pardon?
like you said.
Yeah, like channel.
It's well, like from referrals majorly that I
Yeah.
got mine. So I've tried to check, but that's one of the issues I'm having. I've checked if it's through Facebook. I don't know how I can.
How many people in your circle know this is what you do?
A couple of no, not more than 10.
Not more than 10.
Yeah.
That's where your problem is.
Okay.
That's where your problem is. See, there's nobody. I mean, now there's been some form of repositioning that I've been doing over the past like 6 months, but there's nobody that hears Grace and Mocha that doesn't think about education. It's not possible. I'm the proudest teacher you will meet anywhere. If you encounter me on post or Instagram, I belong to a community called Toastmasters. There's no speech I'm giving that I don't talk about the fact that there are over 13.5 million Nigerian children that are out of school. I will slot it in. Your religious institution, do you know how many people are there? So they may not be the ones that will give you the job, but in conversations, there's someone always looking for someone to help their children. That's how we get our customers. You have to be in people's faces. Don't say you posted it today, you can't post. Are you joking? Especially if you're on Instagram, you know the algorithm now is not your father's friend. Less than 20% of people following you will see your post. One post, I'm gonna post it away. I will post it today, I will post it tomorrow, I'll post it a day after. Post it. You see WhatsApp status. No. How many contacts do you think you have?
Let's say 6.
Contacts?
Okay.
Like contacts.
Over almost 500.
Guys, see, you will carry your business on your head. Maybe you're not hungry enough. I'm serious. A lot of business owners, we say we want certain things. We don't really want it. You're still comfortable. You're still okay. I'm sure you're still wearing shirts. You're looking nice. You smell okay. Your vision has to be so compelling that in my church, guess what department I work in? Children departments. I mean, I can say that I had a vision, 18-hour vision, where God told me, well, guys, let's not get it twisted. And there's no child that encounters me that doesn't go home and mention my name. It's not possible. That's where buying decisions are made. When we have discovery calls, I insist that the child should be on the call with the parent. I just need 5 minutes with your child. No, they will disturb you. They say, it's this one we want. Do you understand? Find ways to get in front of your potential, and when you have an opportunity, speak. My tomorrow is jam-packed. But yesterday I got a call to say, oh, they were having this Toastmasters event, blah, 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 blah. Am I going to be available? Of course I'm going to be available. And I know why I'm going to be available. It's very strategic. So you have to be always think, as I'm coming into this space, who am I looking for? Not in a bad way that is, you now become no. But you have to be very intentional about it, yeah? So let everybody know. Your customers are already there, I promise you. Yes, your question.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I mean, we can still see after so that we can.
So you talk about there's something you said. You said, can your customers afford it? Of course. Okay, so that has been my major struggles, because whenever I want, like, in terms of my price, I'm like, oh, this price is too much, isn't that's like being my struggle actually. And I'm actually leaving Kaduna, so I'm done my service. I worked in Lagos before I came, so I'm going back. So I'm trying to like relaunch my business here in Lagos. Okay, so I've been in Kaduna, and basically where I stay, my business has been going where like I'm basically the only person selling, basically the only person really doing what I'm doing. I make packaged snacks, crinkle peanuts and other plantain chips. So it's been going where now I'm entering Lagos market, and it is competitive. Like I already know it, like it is competitive. So now in terms of I don't even know how to position myself right now. So that's what I've been going over the past 2 weeks. I've been planning, and I'm still trying to figure out what route should I go. Should I go based on the low price, or should I go based on the high end route? Like at this point, I'm so overwhelmed. Like,
okay,
thank
you. So I mean, this is very personal advice, and this is for everybody here. With the way I don't, we've never had as many businesses as we now have in our world. I would tell you not to compete on pricing. Because if you go low, they go lower. You can't afford to compete on pricing. It's a destructive end. Some businesses can, and that's another thing. So when you go on Instagram and you're scrolling, people's stories are different. Do you understand? Don't look at one business and say because they are doing Black Friday sales, they are telling you they are doing slash down 50%. You're not gonna slash, you will slash yourself. So you have to think, and back to his session on knowing your numbers. How much do you need to sell to make a profit? How much? So let me use my business for example. So for my writing business, if my goal is, let's say my goal is 10M for this quarter, simple question I will ask myself: how many clients do I need to land this 10M? So I'm very focused on who I'm speaking to, you know. So I've already gotten 2 clients, for example. How many more do I need? So you have to be very intentional about understanding, like he said, understand your numbers. How many do I need to sell? Then what channels do I think, what are the available channels for me? So I go to a church, for example, where people can sell their things. Will that audience give me my numbers? That's for a start, especially because you're going to a new place. There's also a lot of work you need to do in terms of just doing your research. And when we say research, sometimes we want to, it's basically understanding who are the people, what they need. Can I attach, is there something I can attach to what I already have that would maybe appeal to people? For example, if I'm buying sachet Gary and they say you will get free groundnuts, trust me, the person has already factored it into the cost of the Gary. You know that. But just hearing that I have something free, like the guy, you selling gadgets, don't compete on pricing. For every system that you sell, tell them they are getting a power bank. So instead of slashing the price, give them add-ons. You get a power bank and a flash drive. Now they're going to rush you. Temu, how many of you people have bought nonsense from Temu? I'm part of them, yes. What I ordered versus what I got. Yes. Is this they've done their, see Temu, see, go and study Temu. No, go and study Temu. I don't like them right now because they did me dirty. But go and study them. They understand human psychology. And that's what you're selling. People, we're emotional beings. So people are looking for, how can I make the most of this 500 naira that I'm selling? Then don't limit yourself. Have you been on an airline and they served you kuli kuli before? Or chips or something? So those of you that have flown and they've given you chips, you know it's human beings that make them. Start asking yourself, how can I get in there? Because what that will do, it will take away to a large extent, you know, trying to acquire customers every time. It will take you away from that hustling. So think more of stability. Can you partner with someone that is already in like an education system where you know people are supplying things to schools? So think of entities, organizations more than this one selling. Do you understand? How can I get my products into supermarkets? So these are the kinds of questions you should be asking yourself. Do you get? So start to, you know, think about how can I position my brand more in front of people that actually, this selling to one person, it will exhaust you. Yeah, that can still be there, but like he said, understand what channel can bring me this amount, what other channel can bring me this, and I'm sure you'll do fine. Then also start to think about, for the environment you're going into, it's nice that you have this going for you, but are there other things that you can also explore? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if I can add.
Yes, please. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I think as a life advice. All right. I don't know why you would want to leave Kaduna right now for Lagos.
Okay, so basically because of my business.
Okay.
So, and I have like a very good profile. And why I'm building my business, I'm not leaving my career.
Of course, but okay.
So I need a place where I can see like my career can still go on very well. So I don't like the health the way
All right.
I don't
So,
like the health.
as a business-minded person, like your business is thriving where you are right now in Kaduna, and the competition there is not as high as that of Lagos, like you said. And for your pricing, I feel like the strategy you should use, it should be based on your location. You understand? So, and there's no point rushing to Lagos if actually you are a business minded person. I feel like you should build this business here. If cashing out in Kaduna would work for you, you can always get a job as a nurse in Kaduna also, and like very good paying jobs. Do you understand? It's just a suggestion. Instead of rushing to Lagos and then you're trying to build up your business in Lagos where competition is high, like you said, and then your location over there may not favor your business right now. You could be cashing out with your career a bit from your nursing stuff. But what about your business? Now I'm speaking as a business person and advising you to reconsider and don't rush up to leave Kaduna for Lagos. Yes. Oh, okay. No, it's just an advice. It's just an advice because I feel like she's there's contention either to stay back or to move, and then I feel like, well, I'm selfish when it comes to business. This location is a strategic one for you where you can actually build this business before leaving Kaduna or something. And I just feel like you should utilize the opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you.
What do you sell? What do you sell?
I make packaged nuts like plantain chips, chin chin.
Okay. Yeah. I think for what you sell, if you go with what Chris has said, I think one thing with it, and most people, I don't know how this escapes us, and want to even tie it together with the point she made for you about WhatsApp. When we started with what we were doing with Play, in fact, at the point in time in 2023, 2024 to end of 2024, WhatsApp, which is by WhatsApp, I mean my personal status, was like the one driver of what we're selling. Right? We're in this phase where we're testing our idea. It was a risk for us to just go there spending on ads, right? Because we had things we were trying to sort out. I mean, our technology then was not even top end and all of that. So that WhatsApp channel, in fact, it was crazy. Then I had this, in fact, this epiphany that if you want to do something like what you're doing, if you can't sell it on WhatsApp, man, I don't think I'm even interested. If people who know you, like I know you now, this is what I want to you. Someone you've not met is cold. I don't know you. I don't care about you. I don't care about what you care about. If you can't sell me, we've met here now, exchange contact. I've seen your status 3, 4 times. This guy makes sense. But sometimes he motivates me, all of that. If you can't sell me, sell to me, buy your service. So it's a huge leap to now say you're looking for someone who you've never met before. So the WhatsApp, it's a crazy advantage. In fact, I was telling my team the other day, WhatsApp, it's an advantage. It's like where you can test the waters for yourself. You have your offer, you have your flyers, put it there on that platform. Sit across a camera, talk about what you do and all of that. The feedback you're looking for, you'll be coming there. What other people would see online, they just see and just flip, oh, this one again. Those ones will ask you, "Guy, how far? This is your thing, how much?" If it's high pricing, if it's low pricing, if there's something, you perfect the offer from that angle. That angle will help you. In fact, before you go out there, when you now go out there, you see that you do very, very well. And to do well because you've tested it now. Those out there, they are humans like those on WhatsApp. But those on WhatsApp, how you doing. So what I give as an advice, and I didn't know the product. I wanted to say take Kaduna with you. And what I meant by that, because this is something that market. And because you're leaving a place doesn't mean you're kind of untangling with that place entirely. But the margins are very slim that make from there to here would not. But I thought it was maybe high ticket items that you could sell across different territory. Now with that, of course you can be there and then just make sure whatever you build here, there are also the starting customers there. Only that maybe if you're factoring transport and other things. But she has given you she has given you something to think about.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. So, I just want to add to what the other lady said. I'm not going to advise you to leave Kaduna, or would I advise you to stay? So, it's a personal decision. It just boils down to what you want to do, what you want for yourself. Listening to you speak, I can hear the passion you have for your business and also in your career. I'm like that too. So, you could wait if money is more important to you right now and you're not making that money in Kaduna, my sister, please go to Lagos. And if your business is really important to you and you feel you will not do well in Lagos yet, you might want to stay back a little. But how do you know that you will not do well in Lagos when you have not tried? So that's like my first point. And then adding to what he said, don't lose your markets in Kaduna State. You already have a group of people that are interested in what you do, right? So I'm going to use my personal experience. I have a fashion brand, and in 2024, I had to go serve in Benue State. I did my NYS in Benue State. But when I was there, my major client base is like in Kaduna, Kano, and Abuja. I was still serving people. I know you will say it's clothes. I can always wear bill. I had people that were sewing for me in Kaduna State. So if I get the client, I'll just give, are you available? Are you available? Can you make this? Can you deliver in 7 days? Yes. I'll send them their money. I keep my cut. You brand it, package it. My nylon is at home. My siblings to carry it, deliver it. They'll think it's me that made it. So you can still deliver what you do, even from that place. It doesn't have to be you. You can find people that can do what you can do. If it means upgrading that person to your own standard, so that person can deliver in your name, you can do that. My mom, yesterday, she went to the market. She bought this cashew nuts. She left Gonigora to town to go and buy a bottle of cashew nuts. She was like, ever since she discovered cashew nuts, that she doesn't buy any other aside that one. Guess where it's coming from? Lagos. They deliver it nationwide. So why can't you package your own to be delivered nationwide too? Dream it, it's possible. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. So my photographer. So I said something about anything you can do on WhatsApp is not important. So I'm a photographer. No, you said anything you can't sell on WhatsApp, it's not you can't really sell anywhere.
No, I'm not interested. Like for me, so I understand audiences from cold, warm, hot. I'm marketer to restaurant. So warm audiences will resonate faster. And as humans now, if you do something today, you do it. You're not getting feedback. You lose steam. Yes. Now, WhatsApp is like a testing ground. It's where if I do something, because I know that if you don't get feedback immediately, you want to move to something else. So that way, if you can't sell it on WhatsApp, but for me, I feel like it needs to be a hard sell out there.
Sorry, please let me just. So I've been doing photography this is my 5th year. So I've been serving under people for like 4 years now. So I left my boss because I got admission in Castle. So when I started doing my own this year. I started my own brand this year. So I've been getting a lot of inquiries and everything. But what I just get on WhatsApp, oh bro, I'm proud of you. You're doing your own thing. I'm proud. I'm like, tell me you're proud, dude. Bro, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, I'm proud of you. But on Instagram, people comment and say, please, I want to book a session, I want to do this, and I just started this year. But on WhatsApp, I just keep getting I'm proud of you. Sometimes I'm tired to even post there. I just post on Instagram, post on Facebook, and get my inquiries, get my money, and do my shoot. But on WhatsApp, it's not really. So most times, I just post for WhatsApp for fun. I don't really, because everybody on WhatsApp is just I'm proud of you, I'm getting.
So your experience is different and very valid. Very, very, very valid. And for the type of service you offer, I can only imagine. So I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody reaching out to me for free. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. And I do also understand and empathy part that on Instagram, people will resonate more with things like that than on your status. So I think that. But for the kind of things I do and the way it has turned out for me, I have personal things. In fact, just WhatsApp I don't even spend money on budgeting. Just wake up in the morning, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, and returns are crazy.
But keep posting on WhatsApp because they may not be the ones who patronize you, but at some point someone will ask them for a photographer and they will refer them. What he's trying to explain is for anybody to buy from you, they have to know you, like you, and trust you. On WhatsApp, those
are already there. Do you understand? That's why it's easier for someone to, I mean, the fact that you already have someone's WhatsApp number, there's a kind of, it feels like
Closeness.
family sort of.
Yes.
The way I even talk on WhatsApp is not the way that I would talk on an Instagram. Yes. So understand the different channels as it applies to your own business, and then treat it accordingly.
So for they say consistency is how you build anything. So there's a level of consistency you now have. See, like you're not still getting the returns, you're not getting anything back. Like you do the consistent, like you're consistent every day, you're with your camera shooting, posting. Most times you might go 3 weeks, no inquiries, nothing, sometimes a month, nothing, and you're just there. Like most times to be consistent is difficult sometimes because I've been trying, since I've done. See, I've been consistent on Instagram. I started this year, but I've done 87 posts on Instagram. And when people see, they're like, when did you start? I see people with 3 years on Instagram, they have 30 something posts, 20 posts, and they are photographers, and they are getting bookings. I'll be like, I've been doing this thing back to back.
That's asking the right question. Because if you talk about consistency and you're consistently doing the wrong thing, you are not going to get the result. So all these, as far as my wire quotes, you have to take them and
Dissect them.
It's not just consistency; it's consistency in the right direction. Our world is evolving. Customer needs are getting. You can't just post and go away. Like people that sell clothes, you just take a photo of your clothes, you post and get out. No, now I still buy threads, and if you're a lady here, stop keeping yourself. If it's threads, you like to look good. I kind of go back, buy your threads, wash it well, spray perfume and look good. Yeah, the lady that I patronize, she doesn't just post pictures anymore. She does combinations for you and tells you, oh, this will look good. She gives you, I mean, it's more exciting to be there. So think about number one, those people that you feel like they're constantly getting bookings, ask them what they're doing. Ask them what they're doing. Number two, understand that things can take time. I remember the first time I worked with Jabberwock some years ago.
Yeah.
Jabberwock was, you know Jabberwock now?
Yes.
Jabberwock was just that guy. But now, things are different because he's consistently showing up over time. There are clients that you will do, if there's an event, for example, you know this event, maybe having in Kaduna, they're expecting 200 people at that event. And you see the kinds of people we have. Reach out to the event organizers. So don't just say you are posting. What are your other strategies? When I was doing full-time MC work, I would look out for events because I know usually the last thing people think about is MC for an event. I will be the one to reach out to them to say, oh, this is what I do. Send me and things like that, and say I would like to host your event. So you have to also now, if only posting has not worked, what else can I do? Can I collaborate with other photographers? Can we come together and do, like, I have this friend, Chima, that does art stuff. They've done a lot of collaborative projects because your audience, my audience come together, we all win. Do you get? So don't do anything solo. Can you collaborate with a makeup artist or a fashion designer, for example? Start to look at people across, so think about it as a whole industry, not just photography. No, because someone that needs a photographer also needs a fashion designer, also needs a makeup artist, also needs a. So think about it as an entire ecosystem rather than just an independent.
Thank you, man. Thank you, sir.
I'm proud of you. Give a number. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually proud of you.
You gave a number, and I like that you're able to reference to done 87 different comparing to the people who have done fewer. So of the 87, if I ask, is there maybe a section or maybe a photography type that has consistently appeared in your post than other ones? Say, for example, child photography, say it's weddings. Is there, are you able to identify that pattern? More portrait. Now, so if you've done more portrait now, are you creating offers around portrait? Because when I talked about the numbers earlier, and I was talking about the childbirth thing, I talked about you can get this number, see it up. If you don't do something about it, it's nothing. It's nothing. So you shoot more portraits. Okay, so what's happening? What's the pattern here? Okay, can I position for? I read the story yesterday of Victoria, and like it was just insightful. So the guy owns So Fresh, the big brand in Lagos. And he said his tailor, he noticed his tailor wasn't sewing agbadas anymore, native. He asked the guy, I noticed you've not been sewing it. I said, look, he said, I noticed something. We sewed the name for someone that's jeans and jeans top. And then I noticed a lot of people saw it of that person and they were asking. So I saw that I would be at a disadvantage if I wait. Now we have a lot of tailors who are still waiting. Oh, what you bring is what you bring. Is kaftan is so he saw it. It was a chance one for him. He did confess, but he capitalized. So there is that kind of gap in everything we do. It's there. And one thing is the customer will let you know. Except you don't care. And except you just think anything goes. They will let you know. 3 portraits today, 1 child one tomorrow, 5 portraits tomorrow, and you still treat everything the same. No way. No way. So that means that not niching down, not taking your time to flesh it out, and not doing the work. That's the work. The work is not the camera. If I follow you now 2 with 3 weeks, I can hold camera too. What's not the difference? That as you stay the course, you're seeing the patterns differently. You're seeing, okay, portrait. On that status, you say it's not converting. Bring an offer. Not just post portrait to call it portrait is not an offer. Okay, portrait, 5 portrait, it's supposed to be 10,000. You do it for 7,000. See, will there be a difference? Because for most times when we post, we don't create purpose. We just post. Offer it's an offer. What's in it for someone? I don't want to take pictures when I woke up this morning, but I saw your post. Like, this is not bad now. It's not bad. You take me 3 for 7K. That made me move. Something I didn't consider before. I got every information and so it's work, but just keep at it.
Okay, any more questions? All right, thank you very much for that session. We're actually supposed to end everything by 12, but time now is already after 12. So should we still continue or should we call it a day? Okay, so this is actually supposed to be the last session on basically marketing, AI, some of the basic applications you can actually use. And I actually wanted to be very practical. But from the look of things, I might just behave like a lecturer so that I'll just give the touch points, then we can go home and do the final practical by ourselves. I hope that's okay. And also, the way I wanted this to be also was we should look at some of the global businesses, why they succeeded, why they failed. We have examples like Apple, BlackBerry, Nokia, and all of those global businesses that you know. I actually have a particular audio overview I made last night, and maybe I might share it with you guys in the community. So let me start by saying running a successful business. There's something I said that I can give you all my strategies, all the systems I want to use, and all the things I'm actually doing. I can give it to you, but you might end up not getting the same results like I would have. And what's the simple reason for that? One simple thing, or maybe we can say 2, mentality and tenacity. I remember when I started my journey, it was in 200 level. It was actually that made me start doing all of this online stuff, started learning digital skills when I was in 200 level. And I remember I had a couple of other friends that were also in the same stuff, but eventually today, they are not actually doing the same thing again. They've actually branched into doing something else. And I'm not saying it's actually bad, but one of the things that actually kept me doing what I'm doing today and even expanding more on it is because of the mindset, the mentality, and the vision I've actually had. So why did I actually even start? Why did I learn marketing? When I was in school, I decided to study computer engineering because I was this kind of quiet person. I was like, okay, let me just do computer engineering. I'll get a job. I'll be in the office working. I'll not talk to people. I'll just do my life and earning money. But when I got to school, I understand that, okay, if you actually want to make global impact, you need to meet people. Like the money you are looking for is in the hand of somebody else. I remember one of the deals I closed, it was from somebody I met at an event in Lagos. So when she said, meeting people have helped my life because if it's because of my family, I'm not sure anybody here would actually know me. So meeting people, let me just give this example. I met this lady. We did not even talk. It was her friend I connected with eventually, and I and her friend got talking. We were on WhatsApp. Again, what he said, posting on WhatsApp. So literally, if you follow me, if you know me online, you must definitely know what I'm doing. Because every day I will talk about it. If you want to block me, you block me. So this friend, she saw what I was actually doing, and she told her friend about me. And her friend, she called me from Lagos, and we got talking, and she was like, "Were you at this event?" I was like, "Yes, I was at the event." And when she sent me her pictures, like, "Oh, I actually saw you, but I did not connect." And that was how we closed the deal. Almost $500,000. Okay, over $500,000 for the marketing stuff I'm actually doing for her. And it did not even take me any stress to really like close because of what he also said, warm lead. You already have prior relationship with this person. So it will be much more easier. Okay, let's allow you to. Okay. So it will be much more easier. So let's mentality and mindset for anybody who is actually going to be a global business, or the whole idea of the boardroom experience we're having is helping people see how they can actually build global businesses. So if you listen to interviews by people like Dangote, you hear him talking about how we want to make Africa self-sustaining, producing all the things that we are importing. That is his vision. So if it's for some of us, if we actually make our first $1 million, that's where we want to actually go and buy the latest Benz or something like that, because of the we have. And that is what I want each and every one of us to change. Today, I don't want you to leave this place and still be thinking of how your business is going to make 10 million and next thing you want to do is to go and buy a car. And the reason you're even buying the car is actually to show off, so that your neighbor will see you that you bought a car, so that you can find money. I think one of my pastor said something that wealth is hidden, like any wealth that they can see, you've actually spent it. So I hope you got that. So please and please, whatever business you are currently running, I want you to ask yourself, how can this business join the top 10 in the globe, and not just think within your circle. And if you are actually trying to build a global business, you must also start operating global standards. So one of the companies I'm actually building currently, that's great. It got to the point I knew that I needed to hire people, because the work we're actually doing, if I'm saying I'm going to be doing social media work and all of that, it will take my time. And I needed, the thing that I actually want to take my time more is the part of fundraising, the part of marketing. But if I am actually focused only on the social media, it will take a lot of my time. And we hired 3 social media managers. We hired somebody for video editing. We hired somebody for graphic design, because I wanted us to dominate the whole social media. So if you go to TikTok, you are going to see us. If you search our name on Google, in any business, there's something we call trust factors. I also mentioned KLT factor. You have the know, like, and trust. So if someone should search your business online, what are they going to see? What are they going to see? So you must be very intentional about that. If you go and search my name online, I'm very intentional. If you check like any of the major global platforms like United Nations, all of them learning platform, I am in almost all of them, and I am updating my profile. If you go to any AI chatbot now, just search about my name. It is what I want them to show you that you actually see there, because I've intentionally created it. You go to LinkedIn, go to Twitter, go to Instagram, and it's going to take a lot of time. Just as I said, I started this stuff, let's say like 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. Yeah, 5 to 6 years while I was still in school. So it's a progressive stuff. So what I'm saying now, I'm not saying you are going to like achieve everything at once, but just have it that this is where I am driving towards. So first thing, your visibility online. It is super, super important. Like, you cannot joke with it. A lot of people, before they will buy anything from you, one of my coaches say they're going to do FBI work on you. They will go and search you on Google, they'll search you on Facebook, they'll search you on Instagram. So what are you intentionally putting out? You see some people that they're business owners and their Instagram is locked. I'm like, bro, you're not even Dangote's child. Like your father is not Bill Gates. Your father is not Bill Gates and your Instagram is locked. So please and please, that's the first place we're going to start with, your online presence. So why do some businesses grow while others disappear? We have the strategy, we have marketing, customer understanding, we have positioning, distribution, execution, and adaptability. So let me focus on customer understanding. If you go and read about the stories of the businesses that failed, e.g. BlackBerry, I've read their story, I've watched a lot of their videos online. Nokia, one of the major challenges they have was adaptability and customer understanding. They were stuck on the old ways of doing things. I think I read a story where, I think I remember something like Nokia, Google approached Nokia for them to upgrade their operating system to Android, but they rejected the offer, thinking, oh, people are going to stick to Symbian operating system and all of that. But they did not know that change has happened. There's one popular man I listen to that change is, he always says this word, that change is silent. So you don't see change when it's coming, it's when it has happened that you see the effect of change. So in, I can't remember the exact year, but when that transitioning from Symbian to iOS to Android was happening, Nokia felt like, oh, we are still the one controlling the global market share on the smartphone and all of that. But change has already happened. So because they did not adapt on time, they actually failed. The same thing with BlackBerry. They had, I think from their story, they had very good security in their systems, but they were still holding on to the old mindset of, oh, people would like the button phone. But when iPhone released the first version of the iPhone and people were using screen touch rather than using button, they were still stuck at the old way instead of adapting to what has actually happened, the change that has already happened. And that's the first thing. As business owner, you must be on the guard of research. Like you must be, how will I put this now? You must be actively researching what is happening right now. AI is like transforming a lot of things currently. You cannot stick to saying, oh, let me come to photographers now. I know there are like another branch of photography where we have like covering of events, which is super important. Now, if you were actually in the part of portrait photography, you will be lying to yourself to say everybody is actually going to the studio now. Not everybody. I can just take a selfie of myself and I will convert it to a good professional looking studio photograph. Now, if you are a very intentional photographer, the first thing you should have actually do is to go and learn how you can actually use AI for that and become the voice in that sector, because you already have the background knowledge of photography. So even when we say AI can do a lot of things, if you don't have the background knowledge, you're actually cut out, right? So your advantage as a photographer would have been to quickly go and learn how to use that stuff, then add it to your brand and become the authority in that space. But if you stick to the old, they say, oh, everybody, you can go and do this, I'll just go and stick to my own, the world will move. And the truth is that the world is constantly moving. Even if you move or not, the world is constantly moving. It's just you that will be left out. Then another thing is understanding customer. What is your customer actually asking for? What are the customers asking? They might not verbally say it. It's your work to do the research. You can even ask them. Maybe when someone patronizes you, you can ask them, what is the experience? What do you think we can actually do better? And they might actually give you feedback. Feedback is very important. Then another thing, why some businesses grow is distribution. No problem. No problem, sir. Distribution. Now, distribution, let me lay emphasis on this. Let me give this popular example. We all saw that ChatGPT, OpenAI was the first to actually release their chat model. And everybody was like, oh, this thing is very amazing. I think at a point, I thought Google had actually lost the AI race. That was what I was thinking at the point. But before we knew it, Google just sprang up and notice what Google did. They have distribution. They have billions of customers already. They have the data. Our first speaker mentioned data. They have the data, billions of customers already. Now, if you open your Google Docs, you're going to see Gemini there. You open your Google Sheet everywhere. So all their customer base, they are going to see their product. So the question for you now as a business owner is, how are you documenting your data, and how are you keeping record of your customers? Is that people buy from you today, and if you ask you where's the what's it called now, the customers list, you don't have them. You're not keeping record. You're only going to be spending more money on advertising and trying to acquire new customers every time. Meanwhile, you have people who have bought from you before who can actually buy from you again. So distribution is very, very important. And that's why you can see that Google is still very active in the AI race today, because they have the customers. All they have to do is to upgrade on their product, while other AI models are trying to upgrade on their product, are still doing marketing. Google just sends one email and everybody receives it. So let's pay attention to distribution, adaptability, then execution. You can have all the good strategies, but if you don't execute, you are just going to be frustrated. I was having a meeting with my team members, I think last week, and before the meeting, I was actually studying my Bible. In fact, I was praying. So immediately, I just got directed to a particular scripture. I have not even seen that scripture in that light before. Please permit me to also quote the Bible here. I think it's Nehemiah chapter 24, verse 27. When Nehemiah was trying to build the temple, the word was that, I think Nehemiah 24, verse 27, it was people that actually did work to build the temple. So whatever that is going to happen, whatever change you are going to see, it is going to be people that are going to work. You should not be the person that Monday morning you are saying Monday again. No, it's not Monday again, it's Monday to work. Because without execution, you are never going to achieve what you want to achieve in that business. It's just going to be a dream. So I'm going to skip all of this. So let's just talk about marketing and sales. So we see here a great product without distribution is a secret best kept to yourself and yourself alone. So you should never be ashamed of trying to talk about your business online. Use all the possible media channels you can use. And it's very easy now. It's just that we are very lazy in this generation. I always say it. Anybody that knows me online, I always say that we are very, very lazy. Like, let me give this example of how lazy we are. We have an online learning management system. And we have people, young people, on board into online learning management system. Put your password. It's a big problem. Okay, password is not working. Reset password is a big problem. Okay, this one is all, just search on Google how to do this thing. It's a big problem. Personally, if I encounter any problem, the first thing I'm doing, I run to Google, and now we even have AI mode. Like, we are in the easiest generation, kind of, in quotes. Because just imagine, go back to, let's say, in the 1990s, where before you could get an information, you either need to go to a library, you have to research, laptops were not even available, you need to be in maybe IBM working to get access to mainframe. And you know the worst thing, when you get access to this mainframe, the storage capacity could just be some kilobytes. Kilobytes, and everywhere will be hot. You even need cooling system. But now you have your smartphone, you can use to do research. In fact, maybe when we talk about AI, you can use AI to even do your customer research. I don't know how to screen this, but we are in the simplest age ever. Maybe ages coming after us will even be much more simpler because of technological advancement. So if I want to do any research currently right now, the first thing I actually do, okay, before I tell you what we do now in the age of AI with research, if you wanted to do research about a product, let's say you're trying to launch a training or a book, the first thing we have to do is maybe you go to answerthepublic.com, you go and search for what people are searching. After Answer the Public, you go to Amazon, you go and look for similar products that are there. Then you look for similar products, go and be searching their reviews. Okay, what are people saying about this? You go and search for reviews. That's time consuming. But now, just go to your AI chatbot, any AI chatbot I use, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, any of them. Search, okay, I'm trying to launch this product. This product is for this kind of people in these locations. Help me find out the top 10 questions these people are asking, the top 10 desires they have, and the top 10 reasons they cannot sleep at night because of this problem we're trying to solve. Do in-depth research. And you'll be amazed at the ideas I do give you, there are sometimes I do this stuff and the ideas that I even have, I'm like, oh my God, I never even thought about this before. So with that, you are able to get your work done very fast. Another thing also is you can even go and copy maybe feedback from let's say Amazon or Google reviews, and you feed it into your AI chatbot. Analyze these responses and give me the top 3 problems or the top 3 complaints that people are having here. With that, you easily get a response. In fact, for everybody that actually filled the form to register for this event, last night before actually coming here, I had to go to the to Google Sheets, and thankfully there is Gemini inside Google Sheets. I just asked, analyze this data, give me the top questions that people are asking in this place, because what we are actually dealing with now, your competitive advantage in this age is going to be your speed of execution. Very, very. Why do you think every AI company is launching new models every day? Speed of execution. It is very, very important. So you need to use all the channels you have available to you. Don't be that person that something is, let's say a new model is released today. In the next 3 months, we are talking about it and you are dumbfounded. That should not be you. You must stand at, how am I going to put this in English now? You must stand at your watch every single day. You are making research. You are making research. If you are the type that you are building, you are Afri-capitalist or something like that, you must make research. What are the top sectors in Africa that are still untapped? You must make those research. Okay, who are the key players in this sector? You must make all of those research. It is super important. Then talking about marketing, there are 2 things that you need. Can you genuinely solve this problem, and can you consistently reach the people who need the solution? You must ask yourself those questions. Then I will add something that my boss will always say. He said, life is too short to try to grow organic. I don't know if you understand that statement. Did anybody understand that statement? Yeah. So if you are the type of person that you're saying, oh, all I'm doing is I'm just going to be posting organically. I want to just build my brand organically. I want to build my brand organically only. There is a place for that. Maybe you can give yourself a target. Let's say the first 1 month or the first 2 months, you want to be back to back, showing up. But once you start seeing some key revenues, scale with advertisements. It is very important, because remember, the basic rule is know, like, and trust. So if I don't know that you are the best photographer, I will go with the other photographer that I know. If I don't know that you are the best videographer, I'll go with the one that I know. And the team pays me a lot. I don't know if you guys know this man called Adeshina. It's quite popular right now on social media. So I was listening to him one day, and he said something that there was a time back then while he was still growing. He said he wrote a book. Yeah, I think he wrote a book. Yeah. He wrote a book. He wrote a book and sold it. Guess what? He said he made just a few thousands from that book. But somebody else bought the book, learned what was in the book, used the book to organize a WhatsApp class, and made millions from that is knowledge. Why? Because this person had more access. So, but now, even if you don't have access to a lot of your customers, what can you leverage on? You can leverage on relationships. There's a business model called partnerships, affiliate marketing. So if, let's say, additional, using that as an example now, he knew that person who had a lot of audience, what would he have done? What would have been a smart decision? Reach out to this person. Oh, I'm organizing this kind of thing. Can we partner together? If we make a sale, or if you make a sale, you can take so and so percentage while I get the other one. So you don't have to bother yourself about delivering and servicing of the product. I am the one that's actually delivering the product, but you just advertise to your audience and I take a share of it. Smart, right? But while a lot of us are not actually utilizing this medium. So if you have friends, people, you can reach out to them. If you just repost my stuff, if someone comes through this from your end, you get this cut. So affiliate marketing and using partnership models can actually help you a whole lot. So what is marketing versus sales? Marketing, you are creating attention or you are generating, is it generating? You're not actually generating attention. You are holding attention, or you are dragging attention to your stuff, because the attention is always there. People are always on social media. People are always doing what they like. But how are you able to direct that attention to what you are doing? That is the work. Oh my goodness. Okay, the TV. Okay, so attention. So you are not actually creating the attention. In fact, it is not a wise stuff to want to go and create attention, because you don't have the capacity to create attention. You don't have that capacity. But people already have their attention somewhere. How can you divert that attention to you? So you must not look for something that will capture them, that will intrigue them. The hook. You have to craft hook for your products. Like, okay, there are some stuff that I can't remember the exact one, but there was something I saw on Instagram. When I just saw the first slide, I was like, it's a lie. I had to go and scroll. Okay, let me see the next thing that you're actually talking about, because this thing, it can't be true. So with that example now, that person actually captured my attention that what I was already using to scroll normally. Then he now channeled it to what the message that you wanted to pass across. So the next thing is interest. Making them interested in what you are actually telling them. How do you make people interested? You can make people interested with story. Story can make people very interested. Then another thing is trust. Trust is very, very important. One way of easily building trust is via testimonials. And I've discussed with a lot of business owners, and one of the things I've noticed is some of them don't take testimonials serious. There was a time while I was just getting started in my digital marketing services, offering to people, I had to reach out to some people, say, I want to just work with you. Anything you want to pay, just give to me. I want to deliver something for you. At the end, give me the testimonial, give me the video. And that was how I gathered some of the first set of videos, testimonial that I had for my business. So you must be very, very intentional. Like, you can look into the next 5-10 years and you now backtrack. Okay, if I want to achieve this 10 years, what should I be doing now? So back then, I think that was early 2024. No, okay, I finished from 2024. I think when we're entering 2025, my plan was I wanted to work with international brands for my services. But I looked at my stuff and I noticed that it was only my work that I was selling online. But if I wanted to work with international audience, I would have to say, I have worked with this kind of brand and I've worked with this kind of brand. So I now made a plan for myself that, okay, let me reach out to the people that I know that are business owners in my circle and let me offer my service to them. Of course, some of them actually paid. Then from there, give me the testimonial, and I was also building my portfolio from there. And that was how I have businesses generate like about 35 million naira plus. Now, I can confidently say that, okay, I have helped businesses do this because I actually did the work. So, trust, getting testimonials, getting review. You must ask. Don't say if they want to give me, they will give me. In this world, everybody is busy with their life. So you must ask for it. Ask for that testimonial. Then sales, we have the conversation, we have the conversion, and we have the revenue. Sometimes, depending on the kind of product you are actually trying to sell, you might have to get on a call with your audience or with your prospective clients. And when it comes to marketing and sales, there's this popular saying that you should not sell the feature, but rather you should sell the benefits. How many of us have heard about that before? Sell the benefits. So you should not just tell people that, let's just use this phone. You should not tell people that, okay, this phone is designed with Quadro, this, it had this kind of operating system. Most people might not even know what that operating system is all about. But if you say, okay, this phone has Android, is built with, let's say, Android 14 version, and with Android 14 version, you can actually turn on your Wi-Fi and also turn on your hotspot at the same time, meaning you can be sharing stuff with people while also receiving. Like, do you see that I have moved from just telling me Android 13, because I'm like, what is Android 14? What's Android 13? But I've not told you what Android 14 is actually doing, one of the features or one of the benefits. So you must intentionally ask yourself, what is the benefit? What does this thing actually do? apart from what we say it is. I hope that. So we have sales now come from attention, interest, lead, trust, conversation, purchase, retention, and referral. Very, very important. Also, ask for that referral. And sometimes we say, oh, my business is built around only referrals at the moment. It's still fine. You can both be using referrals and still be doing active marketing. So the thing is, sometimes you can ask for the referral, but the best way to actually get referrals is to do an absolute amazing job, like to be beyond boundaries. I was listening to a particular business consultant on Instagram, and he said something that the easiest way to actually get referral is to over deliver. And he gave an example that let's say you were to deliver a graphics design, let's say a logo to somebody, and you said, I'm going to deliver this logo on Friday. And let's say by that Friday, you deliver the logo. Well, actually good, right? You delivered on your promise. And that was what the businessman actually paid you for. But he now gave another example for that. Just imagine that you said, I'm going to deliver this logo on Friday. But let's say by Wednesday, you already delivered the logo. And while delivering the logo, you also added a brand guide that, oh, this is how you can use the logo. That means you are like over delivering. With that, the businessman will be very much more impressed and will be willing to refer you and even to give you testimonials. So the goal is to over-deliver, and over-deliver itself is not like trying to do something big. It can just be like the way you communicate. Even if you might not be able to do it at that point, let's say something just happened. How do you communicate to the business owner? Do you wait for the person to reach out to you before you say, oh, we did not have light for the last 2 weeks, so that's not really the business owner's business. It's your business to actually sort out your light and deliver the work. But if that was going to be a problem, the thing would be for you to communicate on time. So that can even be an added value. Okay. So some questions you must intentionally answer. What do you offer? For you to create a strong offer, what are you offering? Who is it for? What problems does it solve? And what outcomes can they expect? Why should they choose you? These are questions you must you should write them down and intentionally answer them. Who am I serving? What exactly am I offering to them? What problem is it actually solving to them? Because when you understand the problem, your marketing messages will be much more straight to the point. It will be easier to make them choose you when you understand their problem. There's particular saying that people will buy from you when they understand that you care for them and you know their problem even much more than they know the problem. So that's something to pay attention to. Okay, same thing here. Stop selling features. So feature could be, we have an AI-powered accounting platform. The benefits, nobody really send AI, whatever. That AI could just be to capture their attention that there is an AI accounting platform. They're like, oh, AI, okay, let me listen. But if you cannot drive quickly to how that actually makes it much more better than the already existing platform, you will still lose them. So you must quickly move to the benefits and the outcome. So if you want to reshape this statement, instead of you just saying, we have this AI accounting platform, it could be, we have this AI accounting platform that helps you automatically automate your bookkeeping and know your cash position without spending hours preparing reports. So the problem here is people spend hours preparing reports and they don't like it. I don't even like it. But when you easily articulate your benefit of what you're actually doing and the outcome that it delivers. So how do you apply this for your own business? Easy thing. If you want to use an AI model to get this for yourself, just copy this thing now. Give it to the AI chatbot. This is what I do. This is the model I want you to follow. Generate the feature of my product, the benefit of my product, and the outcome of my product using this same model. And you see, it will just give you something. But you must also give it context of what your business is actually about, so that, okay, can go right. So this offer formula, this is also a formula that you can use for advertising. Let's say you are putting up marketing materials. The problem, the promise, the proof, and the process, then your call to action. In fact, I've used this a lot of time for my advertising that I do online. So I was running an ad for a program where we teach business owners on how to win grants and funding for their businesses. And how I started that particular ad was, hello, my name is Maurice Akwebe, and I was part of the winners of the Tony Lou Foundation in 2025. It was my first time applying, and also in 2026, I helped somebody apply. It was also her first time. Her business was still in the idea phase, and she got in. Now, in the Tony Lou Foundation, there were over 200,000 applicants in this year. But guess what? Most of the people who even do this application, they don't even know how to apply. Some of them do not tell their story well, and maybe this can even be you. If you are interested, we are having this training that is coming up this weekend. Click the link below or the sign up button anywhere around this video and join us in this training. You can see that, right? I led with my proof that I have authority in this space, that I can actually deliver. And that's what actually everybody is looking for. Everybody, even this saying that, I think one of the speakers mentioned it, that your customers can actually afford what you actually do, no matter the price in quotes. And that's, if you can guarantee people the outcome, then they would actually want to give it a shot. But how do you guarantee people the outcome? By also showing the proof of what you've actually done. That's the easiest way to actually guarantee outcome. Okay, so these are some questions that you can ask yourself. How do people discover us? What makes them interested? Where do they become leads? How do we build trust? How do we convert them? And how do we retain them? So these are questions you must intentionally ask yourself. How are people actually discovering you currently? Is it that they are getting you from social media, or is it by word of mouth? Then what do you need to double down on? It is super important. Okay, so I talked about AI. So AI is a lever, and what is a lever? Gives you leverage. So that is the first way I want you to actually see AI. Leverage, leverage, leverage. That is it is super important that you pay attention to that, so that you are not just emotional about your business or saying, oh, this is what we have been doing all this while. We need to stick to the ancient landmarks. This was how they passed this thing to me, so we must stick to it. You might actually just end up losing your customers. Let me give this example. Do you know that, how many of us know the first product that Samsung sold? How did Samsung company come about? Like, what was their first product? Anybody? Okay, should I shock you? Samsung actually started as a noodles company. Yes, noodles company. That was what they started with before they now moved to electronics. They moved into the smartphone industry. Now I think they said one of the biggest buildings in Dubai, it was Samsung that also handled the construction. So they're also into construction. Electronics, smartphone, even your iPhone screen. I hope you know it's also manufactured by Samsung. So you can see. So imagine they just say, oh, we started with noodles, we must die with noodles. Maybe you would have not even heard of what Samsung is today. So you must be on the look. Where are the changes actually coming in, and how can you easily pivot? Now, you don't just pivot because everybody's pivoting, but you pivot because you know that, okay, based on the trends that I'm seeing right now and based on history, so we must also be good students of history. I am very interested in business. Even if I'm actually going to do a 9 to 5, it might just be like for the short time. Me, I'm this person that I love. I don't like doing one thing for like a long time, just doing one routine. I like exploring and doing different things. So my goal is to actually have like holdings companies, right? But what am I doing currently? Is studying history. What has been the revolutions that have happened in the time past? They talked about the Industrial Revolution and all of these things that are changing. What were the things that happened in those changes? What were the businesses that actually succeed in those changes? What did those businesses do to make them succeed? Those are some of the things that you can actually be searching about before pivoting. So you know that, okay, I'm not going to pivot and lose my business. So AI, coming back to AI, we said design a website. Like the website that we used for this program, It was actually designed with AI. I designed it. In fact, I designed it in less than a day. So it's about, let's say, like 2 hours, 3 hours. When the idea came and I told my people, okay, let's do this. I was like, okay, how can we make this professional? Because we actually wanted, you know, that this thing we're not coming to play. I had to sit down, okay, although I have background in like web design, but instead of me saying, oh, because of my background, I must go and do it from scratch. I don't have that time to be doing anything from scratch again. If AI can do it, please leave AI to do it. Add your direction. And it was very fast. So that was time saving for me. And it also saved me money because I did it for free. No, not for free, actually. It was the knowledge that I already developed. But that's it basically. So where can AI come in? I would have loved us to do a lot of practical. But let's talk about marketing first of all. Research content. You know, when I hear, in fact, my team, I always tell them 2026 should not be the time I will tell you to develop a content strategy and you're telling me to take 2 days. Like, what are you doing? What are we doing 2 days? I always tell them, use this AI. Use this AI. Go make the research quickly to give you the stuff. So it's not the time that, remember I said again, that what we're really competing for now is speed of execution. It is very important. So if AI can do it, please give it the direction and let it do it for you as fast as possible. So things that relate to research, content, personalization, campaigns, AI can actually help you do that. If you want to understand your customer profile, you can easily feed it into an AI chatbot and it will give you good data that you can actually work with. Also with your content strategy, content that you want to post, it can actually help you. Then even with sales, how many of us know that we have an AI agent in WhatsApp business already? So we can also leverage on that. Then operations, customer service, management. There are a lot to say, but time is far spent. So let's just take note of this. Okay. Okay. So I think I'm going to be wrapping up here. The goal, once again, is leverage. So AI can help you research faster, create faster, analyze faster, respond faster, automate repetitive tasks, and make better informed decisions. So just as I gave the example of, so now you should be going to search, okay, how can I use AI in my Google Sheets? How can I use it in my Google Docs? In fact, there's a way you can even use it in Google Meet now that's I think when you have the pro version of Google Meet. The AI will be taking the notes, it will record it, and once the meeting is done, if maybe you had anybody that you added to the meeting, it sends the summary of the meetings to everybody. So you can see work or life is actually much more easier now. So I'm going to wrap up with this, which is you have to pick or start with one idea, one problem, one AI solution, then one metric. You can't be tracking everything at the same time. So you need to ask yourself, okay, what do I want to start with? Is it I want to start analyzing the data that people are bringing into my business? Or what again? I want to be using it for marketing. You just need to be specific enough to know that, okay, this is what I want to be doing step by step. Because if you try to do everything at the same time, it will be overwhelming. Like, really, even if you say, I want to use all the models, I want to use ChatGPT, I want to use it, you'll be stressed out. So you can just start with one and you move from there. Maybe now that you've heard that, okay, I can use AI, AI can assist me in developing my customer profile, you can actually start from there. Develop your customer profile, know who your target audience are, and know the specific problems that they want to solve, the questions they are asking, and how to actually improve their business with the solutions you are offering. So I think we're going to stop here. There are a lot to say. Okay, let me just touch on this. What is your job as the CEO or as a founder of your business? What is your job? The primary job that you have is the vision. Where are we going? Where are we going? If you cannot develop a good vision for your business is going to crash. In fact, your job as a CEO is not really like doing the work in the business. Although, let's say at the beginning, you might be in charge of doing the work. But as you scale, you must look for how to spread that work, give it to other people, and focus on the main thing that are actually keeping the business running, which is making money for the business and ensuring that more customers are being brought into the business. So you must also always ask yourself, what is changing? What matters most? What must we build? Who should do it? And how do we measure it? So these are the things that should actually fill your mind. And I think from the first speaker, you remember, I don't know if you heard that part where he mentioned that this hub now, the person who built or started this hub didn't actually start the hub with his own money, right? So he gathered financials and he had a plan. He had the data. Okay, if we should build this and we're going to be doing this kind of trainings, this is the money we're going to generate. By this time to this time, we are going to generate this kind of revenue and we'll be able to close the gap and all of that. And this is what you get for your investment. So as everybody, one thing I actually want all young Africans, we should really be intentional about learning right now is how do they call it? I think stakeholder management, like bringing people together to build stuff. So the first thing when you have an idea, you should not be thinking where would the money come from. No, that's not the first thing. The first thing is to draft a clear problem statement, clear solution, having your clear numbers. If we should launch this between this time and this time, this is how much we're going to generate by this time and this time. And you go and look for funders. People are always going to be available to fund any vision you actually think of. And I think that's one of the advantages that people in the West actually have over us, because they understand this finance stuff. So if you see somebody trying to build a business in the West, 18-year-old teenagers, they already understand that it's not their money that they're going to use to build the stuff. They know that it's just for me to have the idea, be able to execute on it, and there are people who will be able to buy into that vision. So let's be intentional about studying about finance, understanding stakeholder management, bringing people together to finance an idea. So I think I'm going to be stopping here. Thank you very much for staying till this point for the Boardroom Experience 1.0 Kaduna. So please, if anybody have any question, thank you. Anybody have any question? And the man MD of Nexus was saying we should make this a series. It's a whole lot. I don't even know if I'm going to stay in Kaduna for a while. It's also NYC that brought me here too. So opportunities can just take me out. But it will be I think we have the community already on WhatsApp. So if you're not in the WhatsApp group, of course, just join the WhatsApp group. So maybe if something like this will still happen some other time, you'll also be notified. Even if I'm not here, the goal is you can always organize yourself together, right? You can always organize yourself together. So that's for that. Then another thing I also want to emphasize on is having that vision. So that when you have an idea, the first thing you are thinking about is not, oh, where will I get the money from? No, that should not be the first thing. Have the clear vision, have the clear numbers written down, because the money is always available. Like if you are in the fundraising sector, you know that the money is always available. Like I watched where people won grants of like $100,000, $300,000. I'm like, Maurice, think again. This money is there. This money is there. Because think about it, there are people who have net worth of billions, and people who already have, they are even looking for more ways to increase their money, and they know that to increase their money, they have to invest. So if they can see somebody who has the track record, they would want to back it. So don't be scared of the money. In fact, dream very big. Then another thing I would also want to mention is, even if you have the big project that you think, okay, this project is going to cost, let's say, $1 billion or something like that, you can have them in phases. So you can say, let's say there's a phase 1 of this project, there's a phase 2 of this project. For us to carry out the phase 1 of this project, we need $20,000. For us to carry out the phase 2 of this project, you cannot break it in phases. Then don't just wait for somebody to not say, we're going to fund the idea. You can start from somewhere. I remember when I had the idea of going to schools for a project, like teaching students about AI, entrepreneurship, digital skills. I didn't have like a lot. When I was traveling home, I reached out to some of my friends, and the small money that we used to go From the first one, we did the second one, we did the third one, we did the ninth one. Now, if I want another brand to come and fund it or support it, I have track record that I have done something. So even when you have the biggest dreams, break them into segments, then start with the little that you have so that you can actually have proof of doing something. Thank you very much. So any question or any contribution, then we'll call it a day. It has been a long day for me. Okay, there's no question? Yep. No question, no contribution, nothing? We are full, right? So I think the best thing now is to actually go and implement on everything that has been talked about. Then also in the WhatsApp community, I might just share the slides so that then the audio overview that I created. Okay, let me just mention this also. Another thing that you can even do with AI, that's also if you have Gemini Pro. In fact, there's a lot right now. You can actually create an audio overview of a document. So you just have, if you have notebook LM, you have to go just create a notebook, feed your data into it. Maybe you have a PDF, feed it into it, and you generate an audio overview. You can generate flashcards. In fact, while I was preparing for this stuff, I wanted to just even get a lot of storage, but I know that I'm the person that learned with listening more. I read sometimes, but I love to watch like interviews and listen more. So what I quickly do, I just went and get the document together, put it inside, and it was an audio overview. I was just listening to it. I listened to it about, let's say, like 3 times, and everything just sticked. So you can actually also practice that in your business. Let's say you want to learn something, you are looking for a new concept. Just go and gather data about it, put it inside your notebook, LM, convert it to audio overview. And it can even be in a podcast pattern where you can even join and you ask a question. It's like right the best of the time, like in the best times right now. So this should not be the time that they talk about IPO. They talk about this and you're like, what is IPO? What is this? I'm like, what's market capitalization? You cannot be search. You want me to search it for you? Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. So this is time to go for knowledge. Like, just be developing yourself. Even if you're not seeing the result now, just be getting it in. Because there is a time that you actually need it. There are some things that I even spoke about today. It was not today or studying. Even if there was no slide here, I will still talk. Like, if you want me to talk now for the next 10 hours, I will see something will just be coming up because I listen and I learn a lot. So each and every one of us, this is a challenge to you. Every day you should learn about something new. Be intentional about it. So thank you all, and please, we'll need maybe feedback from you. We'll have a short recording. So maybe before you go, somebody will actually attend to us. They just ask you a few questions and just answer. That will be all. So thank you all. Okay.
So personally, I say the same thing that a couple of us might have. I want to say a very big thank you to our coordinator here. He hosted this whole event. He first of all thought about it, thought it possible, and went through the means to make it happen. So we've had 2 amazing speakers. We've had other business persons share insight and ideas that most of us are leaving here full. The only price we had to pay for being here was our time and our attention, and that was more than enough to get us all that we've gotten. So I don't know if I'm echoing your mind. I'm just saying mine, and I believe you also share my opinion. Can we say a one big thank you to our moderator, Maurice? Thank you very much. And in also in appreciation, we get to share our feedbacks and also to implement everything we have heard, and also, like he said, make reference to the materials that are going to be made available to us. So thank you, everyone. Nice meeting you. And we hope to do this again some other time. Thank you. Please, can you give me a round of applause?
My brain right now, all I'm thinking about is sleep. You don't know how. You know when I came to this place and I was seeing only the first show, I was like, God of mercy, who spent sleep? I was sitting in my house gently.